Switching my feet. Hello, everyone. And welcome to Actoroke. My name is Damon Van He. My pronouns are he, him, and we're going to be playing some Burning Wheel tonight. Some Burning Saratof. I am sometimes joined by Peter, but once again, I am left unmoored. Just free to do whatever I want. No supervision whatsoever. So once again, anything that happens while I am unsupervised is canon and cannot be changed. I just want to put that I do, not that you do. What I do.
Oh, only.
That's too much freedom for some of the players here.
Why did you point only at me?
Because you will go the farthest off book out of any player I've ever had at the table. It's good though.
Why we love you.
Moving on.
Moving on. All right.
By that,
So tonight we are joined, though, by Tanel Lovett, who's going to be live drawing all the things that are happening. Hi, Tanel. Thumbs up. At times, she will turn that camera around, and we can horrify the players by what they see. And otherwise, let's just get into some introductions, I think. So I'm going to start here on my left. Tell me who you are, who you're playing, and then tell me your beliefs.
Right.
Your character's beliefs.
Right. That's what tripped me up for just a second. It's like,
wait, do I do a bit?
Or both.
I have a soapbox. Okay. I'm Jesse Keeter. My character's name is Televin Crane. We share the pronouns he, him. My beliefs are as follows. My past doesn't haunt me. I haunt my past. I will find who in the Senate has been undermining me. That one's been a slow starter, but I feel like it's really going to pay off when I start to pursue it. Manners will get me anywhere. I will gain an audience with Set, and as of last session, I'm just a little bit closer. And I will get revenge on the psionic interrogator. Also, a little closer. And I'm done.
Great. All right. Hello, my name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. I am playing Lenora, who is the Etharch and Queen of the Dire Wood. I have a couple of beliefs as well. One is that humans mess up the planet and can't be trusted to be in charge of it.
No, their character beliefs, you said.
I'm sorry. Take it out my other paper. So I would like to put an elf on the council. I also believe that the forest belongs to the elves and other races should leave us alone. So I would like to find the origin of the Dio and deal with Civitas, which I believe might come up tonight. And then also family is the most important bond, and so I will constantly put them before others. And that is my...
There's just some clarifications that you left for yourself on that paper that are pretty extreme, and I can understand why you didn't read them out loud.
Those are my personal beliefs. I didn't
Not
Quit reading your diary.
Yeah. Is that, can that one see them, or? Is it, okay. All right.
Just a quick little...
Yeah, when you watch it back, make sure you freeze frame there and you can read all of her secrets.
I am Ray, and I am playing Danica Yukos, who is, I am she, her. She is they, she, them. And she's the consul of revenue, which means be better have my money at all times, is her as a character. They will be believing very specifically in two things for right now. I'm working on some extra beliefs because I got through a couple of mine. So I need a new chore list. But as of right now, the main and only core focus that I have is prevent economic collapse in the entire empire.
How's that going?
It's going pretty good, actually.
It's terrifying.
It's going pretty
Terrifyingly
good.
well,
Yeah, I'm doing all right. And then the second one, which is, I'm going to deal with this a little bit later, but I need to eliminate or contain true believers in whatever form they may arise. So I do have a particular target
Very
in mind.
open-ended.
And yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on this time. It should be fun.
And calm, probably.
Yeah, totally calm. I
Very
don't
chill.
have combat skills, only mean words.
They are known for their calm demeanor, gentle approach.
Yeah, I'm so
Subtlety.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And one of my things is definitely not like, being ornery or hard-hearted.
Sure, yeah.
All right, great. I am Megan Karaminosser, she, her. I'm playing Galina Volkova, also she, her, Imperial Consul of Cartography. And my beliefs, I'm being Galina now. We sound really similar for the same person. Are that the pursuit of knowledge is all well and good, but it's the people who record and document that knowledge who advance a society. So to that end, I am writing a book about cartography, and it's going to be the best. It's called Chasing Borders, a treatise on keeping up with the shifting borders of an empire. And I have it back now. It had been stolen. I also have been told that interpersonal relationships are important, and to that end, I am trying to find a friend and or partner up for whatever. Currently, maybe leaning towards a boyfriend. Is probably what this 48-year-old Imperial Consul would call it. My boyfriend. And then my other belief, which has come up approximately 0 times, is that Leon Cordova should be the next emperor, because wars change borders, and that's just like a lot. And also, I don't want a bunch of people to die about it. We'll see if that comes up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
great.
All right.
And scene.
Well, that's who everyone is. All right, before we dive in, I am going to do a quick safety discussion because they are important as a responsible storyteller as well as player. So in addition to all of the rules that we have to adhere to be on Gen Con TV and Twitch and YouTube, we will also not be doing any sexual violence or violence against children or withholding food as punishment or starvation. And unless anyone else has anything else to add, I think that pretty much covers our list. If at any point I venture too close to a territory that you feel uncomfortable with for any reason, please just say something and I will go another direction, no harm, no foul, and we'll just keep moving. All right. Well then, let's dive in. So last session, there was a kerfuffle that happened near the Dire Wood, near the elves. That was with the Bastards Brigade, and with Fatima, who's Bonsai's character. But we only saw half of that because you were on the other side of Savitas' army.
Yeah, we were separated.
But now you're here at the table.
I made it. Here I am.
So let's do your half
Let's kill
of that
some-
same event.
Let's kill some folk.
Yeah. So there's a slight spoiler from last time because we know at least some people were victorious and got out and were good and things like that. Like the Bastards were pretty successful, but we don't know what exactly happened to Lenora and the elves, except that your general got out and she was covered in gore. Her and her tiger.
That's pretty normal for her, I think.
It's true, yeah. Her tiger's name was Redpaw, by the way, because of the gore. All right,
Yeah.
so when we left you, you were with Zune still,
I was.
who reminding the folks at home, Zune is, he's a demonologist of some pretty substantial power. He's also on the Council of Consuls. And
It's also a pain in my ass.
he is. Yeah, but he facilitated the Bastards coming to help you.
Yeah, but it's because he wanted something.
But they still helped.
They did.
He does help always, but in an annoying way.
But
It's like
yeah,
the main thing
yeah.
that Zoom does.
Yeah, that's his belief.
It's not selfless. It's not because I need the help.
Always
it's 'cause
help,
he
but
wants
be annoying.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So he after facilitating the meeting through the fire that you had with Fatima,
Right?
he stayed with you.
Cool.
And it's been a couple of weeks at this point while you have been waiting for the Bastards to arrive on your shores.
Awesome.
And he's just hanging out in the palace. He's making himself at home. He's being polite and he's following rules and everything like that. But he's still Zune about it. Yeah. But once you got word that the bastards had landed on the shore and they had begun advancing on Savidus's army, which had been camped outside, he split his army, and some of them ran deeper into the woods, and some turned to deal with the bastards.
Okay.
So I kind of felt like we would do the same type of thing that I did with Bonsai,
Okay.
where we're going to do a series of roles, kind of representing the fact that you are a general in addition to the queen.
Great.
So depending on how those roles go will affect how his army is able to enter the woods, maneuver in the woods, things like that. So what we did last time was we just sort of put together a role based on what you thought is appropriate. So Bonsai used a lot of command and some amount of fighting, depending on where in the lineup she was. So how do you think Lenore would assign troop movements and things like that? You are fighting in the woods. Savidus is coming to you with his force.
I have an important question.
Yes.
How long were we waiting?
About 2.5 weeks.
Word.
Yeah.
I definitely would have called my troop of folk together and done a Song of the Sword.
Okay. What page is that on?
Is this magic?
Yes.
Magica's birthday also.
150.
150.
Do magic.
The sword singer may only sing one blessing at a time, but may bless any sword in his or her presence. It infuses the blade with a dread and vengeful power.
Cool. All right.
And there's it looks like, depending on how many.
So you can just heap up all of the swords.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I make all the swords spooky, is what I'm...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
spooky
Spooky
swords.
swords.
Okay.
One of the levels is called Blood Drinker.
That is spooky.
It is spooky. It's October. So I feel like, and it seems like the more successes you roll, the better it is up there.
It is open-ended because
spookier it is.
that's how magic
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But so we can roll it and see how well you do, and then see what the effect is based on that. Or if you want, we can try and target one.
No, I
Like if
think
you wanted to
I think
head
it
for
would
Blood
just
Drinker.
be.
Okay.
I think I would just want to. So I think can I fork in song?
I think that is appropriate. What skill are you rolling for this?
I'm rolling Song of the Sword.
Oh, it's its own thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone in this game has a different magic system all to their own. So I never know who's rolling what.
I don't have any friggin' magic.
Me neither. Again, mean words.
Freaking magic.
I don't. Can I fork in sword because it's sort of like it is of the sword. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
fork
okay, so
in
you're rolling Song of the Sword, and you're forking in song and sword.
Yeah.
I have whatever grammar do you have
and
here?
the as
Yeah.
well, and I would like to
Okay.
fork
Okay.
those in.
Those make
Okay,
sense.
I'm
yeah.
going to let you fork in whatever grammatical keywords you can. So yes, you can fork in those two.
Great. And then I have a lot of fate.
All right.
Oh no, persona. I'm gonna fork in one persona. This feels important. So I will make that gives me an extra die.
Yeah, and let's have this be the persona die because they are calculated differently.
Who is in the sky?
It is lust right now.
Can we look at it as something that she, they, he, do we know? They would smile upon because of bloodlust.
I mean,
You know what? Let me
You
actually.
warned us at the top for this.
one of the lusts.
Yeah. It's
I
one of the
was
lust.
challenged, and so I am.
Let me check very quick. I have some notes that were emailed to me.
Were the notes, don't let Sarah do this?
No,
Because
no, it was
Just
not.
as Sarah,
I
no.
think.
it's just him going like this. It's a gif.
So, yeah, it says, in fact, in here that lust will stand ready with consequences of thoughtless acts. So, if you wish to invoke the Anumian in this, do you have like astrology or something to tie in, or are you just?
No, I mean, prior to this, it has just been like, if you think they would be.
If you would like that die, I will give it to you.
But
It will flavor what happens.
word.
Yeah.
Gimme.
Just do what she says, dude.
Does that one need to be different from that other one? Do you want a different one? Does this,
Oh, I think
this
that
be
one
an
could
Anumian
probably
one?
be regular.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is
Those are
lovely. Yeah.
very fancy dice. Are those dice
You
going
still
to
need
prom?
this one. Oh, I guess.
No,
you're
because
good.
I have this. I'll take it.
No.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Remind me how this game works.
Yeah, so 4s, 5s, and 6s are successes.
Well, the one that you didn't want to roll a 1 on.
I did roll a 1 on the Anumian die.
Oh, well, that ain't great.
But I could make, well, wait, let me see. 3. What is 3?
Let me just figure out how to
3
cheat
is
real quick.
crushing
The
edge.
Crushing Edge is pretty good. Yeah, I'll take Crushing Edge. That's great. Your tainted
With a-
Anumian die.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
that-
with a 1 on the Anumian die.
Yeah,
All right.
there's-
So also go ahead and write down that you got an ob. I'm not entirely positive how open-ended rolls work for experience, but please write down that you did an ob 3 off of however many dice you rolled, which is probably just a regular.
I mean, I rolled 10. Does the Anumian dice and does that
The
count?
persona die does
Persona
not count.
does not count.
Yeah.
Does the Anumian dice
The
count?
Anumian
okay,
die
so I
does.
rolled 9. So
Yeah.
it's probably a regular.
Yes, probably a regular.
I'm gonna steal that for 1 second. Grazie.
Because
I don't
I
even
don't
need it.
think you can roll low enough that it's not anything ever. So I
Okay.
think that's going to count.
We're gonna
All
put it
right.
right there.
So Crushing Edge.
Crushing Edge.
Great. So
I sang that song.
Yeah.
It was moving.
It was very moving.
metal.
And
It was super metal.
and it just sort of blunts all of the edges of the swords. You can just kind of, there's a little like bubbling that happens along the edges. There's some blood that bubbles up and it burns off and it kind of pocks what's there.
It
But
makes +1, whatever VA means.
you got me.
Ba. Obviously.
Yeah.
pretty dope.
And it chips and pocks the edges, but you can tell that you haven't lost any viability. It's just going to leave some pretty nasty cuts behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So what I'm gonna,
did that.
since we're doing sort of a very loose version of how this combat is going to work out, that is going to translate to an extra die for your forces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those swords are going to break a lot of bones, I think.
Yeah.
It's gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
pretty.
yeah. It's gonna
pretty
be
great.
bad for people.
Not for you.
No, not for
probably.
me.
You're like, it's gonna rock.
I
for me.
said-
I'm having a great day.
Yeah. I feel wonderful. Thanks so much.
And so Lenore's got mounted combat as well.
I sure
correct?
do.
I assume that means you're going out on your tiger.
Absolutely.
Oh, of course, not a horse or something.
She's a
No,
tiger.
tiger.
I have a tiger.
Yeah.
They're-
Because
Her name is
Armored.
Amethyst.
Yeah, because they fight in forests and stuff, and tigers can climb trees. Yeah. All right.
Death from above.
Is your thought to ride with the cavalry or something different?
I think probably I would stay with the cavalry. Yeah.
And your general is going to, or your lieutenant rather, Lensa, will be with you there too.
I think so.
Yeah. General. She's a general.
You're just more of a general.
Like
Just like double general?
Yeah.
Yeah, like more general.
the generalist.
Very average.
so
Super
average.
general.
Right in the middle. Mean.
Okay, so we're going to do this as sort of a contested roll.
Okie dokie.
And so choose which skill you would like this roll to be.
Feels like mounted combat.
Okay, so it's going to be a mounted combat roll,
Okay.
and I'm going to be rolling the same die pool for Civitas, though his will change based on how your rolls go.
Can I fork in ride?
You can fork in ride, yes.
Can I fork in sword?
That's what mounted combat is.
And they're all
Ride and
blunted.
sword.
Do you have like a command skill?
I have a Song of Lordship, which is what that is.
All right, I'll let you fork sword,
Okay.
as opposed to like doing a second song.
Yeah.
And then you do get an extra die from the song that you've done already.
Great. Okay.
All right,
I got 6.
he's got 7.
He's a dick.
Wow. We'll let
Roll
you.
off.
Oh yeah, who do you want to roll first? Because we're rolling in a little thing so everybody can see it.
Oh.
Oh, do you want to sign
Why
well?
can't yeah, can't
Oh,
we do
all
it
right,
at the
we'll
same
that.
time?
Yeah.
Go!
1, 2, 3, 4.
He got.
I can use a
5.
fate and explode my 6 though.
You could, yes. You could spend a fate and explode it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Tie game.
Whoa.
All right. So we have a tie for the first one. So
We're just slapping at each other.
you just like decide to like gently press
We
on
just
each
like
other for a little bit.
ran into each other and just
They ran up really fast and then started doing a thumb war.
Just bonked heads and fell over for a little bit.
See each other, like you're like,
Yeah.
they're over here. No, they're over here. And you just, it's fine.
I don't know. I feel like mounted tiger warfare in the forest tie is not good
Yeah.
for
Well,
anybody.
and you actually end up killing much more
Yeah, I
than
do.
his troops do because you are greatly outnumbered at this point. Like the fact that Civitas split his forces to deal with the bastards is why you are able to confidently go after him here in the forest. And tigers with elves on them. The tigers make some pretty short work of a lot of his troops.
Chomp.
They are unexpected.
yeah.
No
one
tiger.
I think
no
this-
one expects a tiger.
Nobody does. Dropping out of the trees,
Yeah.
claws first, teeth first, everything like that.
Turns out even if you expect a tiger, it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
It's still a tiger.
And these
so.
ones are a little bit bigger than even like standard tigers because they're closer to horse size for riding and stuff. So they're like battle cat situation. Yeah. So we have a tie on the first one, which is going to mean that there's not going to be a dice shift in either direction for our next roll.
Okay.
And I do think a tie is even going to add a roll to the whole scenario because you just clash and neither of you make any ground.
Okay.
So
So try again.
we can try again. You're welcome to switch tactics if you'd like, or we can keep it with that same roll if you'd like.
That feels right. I think
Okay.
we would still just be going at it.
All right, and we can go with the same fork, and you've still got the song.
Okay.
That is still a blade that you get.
Maybe
A die that you get.
I get a blade. Hell yeah. I'm gonna use another persona because I got a bunch. So I'm
Okay,
gonna.
Here, Persona's gonna look
Oh
like
right.
that.
Persona's gonna look like that. It
All
didn't
right.
help me at all last time.
Yeah, well, maybe this is the time.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Vita's also got 3. 2 ties.
Man.
Hold on. We'll add. I have
You
a
gonna
bunch.
spend a fate?
Spend a fate.
Okay. Okay. 4. It for a while, quite a while, in fact, it looks like neither of you are going to be gaining or losing any ground. You're certainly losing troops.
That is our strategy as elves. You think we're not winning, but we are.
Yeah. Very slowly, just because of the
secret.
lifespan is longer. So
Yeah,
just
it
everything
takes longer.
is
We
done.
play the
just
long
weird.
game,
Yeah.
even in.
On a long enough timeline, the survival rate of
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, see all of that stuff. That's just elf math. That's what that is.
Elf
Yeah.
math.
And it is working. And so you are beginning to chip away at his forces that are there.
Yeah. Take that.
And so I'm going to be pulling a die out because you only beat him by 1 die. And so we're going to do an additional He's trying to break from where all of the tigers are, and see if he can.
Why?
And see if he can. Well, I mean, maybe he's a dog person.
I don't think he's a dog person. I would trust him more if he was a dog person.
Well, that's fair. He's probably a nothing person.
Tigers to eat his face.
And so he's going to try and break with his troops and circle around Palace Word.
I heartily disagree.
Well, he's trying.
I hopefully disagree.
And so, same roll. It's another 3 for Savitas. Is it another tie?
Oh, yeah.
This is such
Is up. Is here.
such a difficult.
Nemesis.
Yes, he's killing the
He's
elves.
killing elves, and I think it's maybe at this point that you think that he is perhaps sandbagging a little bit in order to do just that.
Okay, I want to isolate him.
Okay.
I don't give a crap about the rest of his
Yeah.
troops.
Okay.
I would like.
Do you want
him out.
to capture or kill?
Yes. I would like to capture him first.
Or killing.
Maybe reserve the killing.
Yeah, I want to ask him some questions
Because you can't unkill him, but you
with
can always
my
let him
sword.
go.
You could technically unkill.
Would you though?
Would I? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But it is possible in this world. Yeah, no, I want to isolate him for capture, for maybe future killing.
Okay.
Capture first.
So I think this is going to be a different role. This won't
Yeah.
be mounted combat this time.
Do you think it could be like a ride?
What? Yeah, it could be a ride check. It could be any other options that you're seeing on there?
You have a tiger skill?
Yeah, well, that's mounted
Yeah.
combat.
You have kidnapping.
Kidnapping. Yep.
Cool.
What I would think is that I would have ride and I would fork in mounted combat because I think it would be
Like you're chasing
like a
him.
tiger parkour situation.
Sure.
Oh, cool.
Where
Sure.
I'm like going up into the trees.
Okay. Okay.
Cutting them off.
Yes. Let's see how that works.
Okay.
He's probably going to get 3 successes again because that's all he ever does.
Wait, I'm taking
nice.
another persona. This feels important to me.
Be a different color.
Christ.
Fine.
Doesn't do it. Never helps me. Give me a different one.
A better one. Take one of these ones.
Yes,
use one of
mine are
Jesse's?
cursed.
Are they?
Good
It's
curse?
a good curse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't
It's one of
tell
those good
anymore.
curses.
Oh, no. I got a 1. I got 1 success.
He got 2 successes.
Ah!
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Nothing I can do. Wait.
Wait.
Is
I'd like to call on the Endymion.
but already focused on the bloodlust and already not super pleased with you.
And this does seem pretty reckless.
this is even
Does seem
less.
reckless. Okay.
And you're so...
Give me my dumbass.
Do you want to use the sparkly Endymion?
Do you want to
die?
use the one that
didn't
failed
work?
for you
No.
before,
Okay.
or do you want a different one?
Should we
The
take
prom
one
dice?
from Ray?
Yeah, take one from Ray.
See if that one does anything. I don't know. If it
So-
also rolls
so
a 1,
before
then
you roll,
Nubian
before
just
you roll,
really hates
Yeah.
I
you.
think in this case, I do want to tell you what the penalty for failure is going to be in this one because you rolled a 1 before the
Yeah.
Endymion die.
Yeah.
This will not go well for Amethyst.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if you get a success. 4 and up is a success, and you'll tie. It's a 2.
It's not a 1. It's not a 1.
And it's not a 1, but you already
But it
had
is
a
a
1.
2.
So, Amethyst takes a big, big wound. Savitas is a skilled tactician, and it maybe feels like people have tried to run him down on horses before, and he has dealt with this. So you do your parkour with her, and he just turns with his sword and is completely ready and gets her in the chest.
I would like to. Does it kill her?
It does not kill her.
Great. I would like to change my tactic to kill Savitas.
To kill him. Great.
I am not interested in capture any longer.
Okay. Yep. So in this case, you are going to have to pick a non-tiger related skill.
I'm very good with a sword.
Okay. Great.
Let's sword it up.
Let's see how that goes. And this is going to be a determining roll, I think.
He's just one of those guys that doesn't like cats, and like that's a red flag. So you can just,
He's like, actually, I just don't like animals.
And I feel like
what
it's
does that mean?
maybe pretty dirty at this point. So I'd like to fork in brawling, because I don't think that it's like
Yeah.
good. I think it's just like
Yeah.
pretty rage-filled combat.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. We'll do
Guy
it.
sucks.
I'm just gonna give me a persona.
He's
Somebody else at the table.
There's
give me a
literally
persona.
no one else at the table.
everyone.
I can give you a different die. Do you want a
Plus, you
different
scare
die?
me.
metal one.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just very good at killing things. It's his job.
I hate him.
He sucks a lot.
He just freaking whiffed it.
Yeah, he did do very bad.
Oh my god!
I only got one success.
I only got one success, and
Okay.
it's not even a 6, so,
So
I can't
They
explode
kill each
it.
other?
Hitting me. What is
So
this?
here is what happens. The two of you are just toe to toe and cannot
Bloody.
get. The blood is so slippery between the two of you. It's Amethyst blood. It's his. It's yours. You are scrapping. You are in the mud. You are like hitting his head on trees. He's
am.
kicking you, like all kinds of stuff. And there's just like no ground being made for either of you. This fight is going to go on forever. And you
Right.
pull you lift your sword to hit him, and you swing, and he is no longer there. And you hear
Like to take a free action to yell in frustration.
you hear the slightest like tinkling sound, like a gentle metal or something, and then from behind you, you hear the familiar voice of Zune, who has been following you around the palace for 2 weeks, say, "I was tired of waiting, so I stepped in." You don't mind, do you? I mean, Amethyst is so badly hurt, and you were just taking her time.
Is he?
Oh, he's in that ring there.
He's in the what now?
And you look, and there's a small ring in the mud and blood.
He's in the ring.
Yes.
Like his soul or his person? Is this like a pocket dimension, or is he like he's dead, but his soul is here?
Oh, he's still alive.
Don't like that.
I just put him in that. Turns out, if it works on a demon, it works on a human just as well.
Great.
Do you want me to take him?
No. I will take him.
You're welcome. The vote is coming up, you know.
Very aware.
I didn't want to wait for however long an elf battle takes.
Yes.
Do you have your general can stand in for you now, correct? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now that Savitas is dealt with, she can mop up?
Yes.
Good. Well, let's get her. You can give her any final orders, and then we will head back to the city.
Great. Just gonna take a minute without you. Would be great.
Of course. And he turns and walks into the woods. Not far,
No.
but
Takes 2 steps back. Continue.
yeah, no, he takes about a half a dozen steps out into the woods. He is pristine, by the way.
As at the way I am feeling at this moment, it definitely has not swung the vote in his favor. I am interested in doing a quick. I would like to attend to Amethyst.
And that is a regular skill, right? Or is that an elf
It is a song.
thing?
I think it's
There it
called
is.
Tiger Doctor.
It's Tiger Doctor. Yeah, I
Yep.
have 12 die in it. It's
Wow.
great. No, it's Lyric of Healing. I just need to find it. Ba, ba, ba,
Oh, is this the song?
Yeah.
That's really good. I see how that would heal a team.
148, page 148.
Yeah. Boo, 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 boo. Okay. So I would like to
Yeah.
do a song, and I would like to fork in.
And so
Singing.
the health of the wounded would be your ob. She is very close to dead. So I think your ob is pretty low
Great.
in this case. Let's go with a 2.
Ob 2.
Another persona.
Or just use one of yours and roll it somewhere else. I just don't trust. Anyway. Oh yeah, look at how many
Yeah.
colors you have. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
There we go.
Gotta get above a 4.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if they can see me. I don't want to look at it.
What is
I gotta
with
say,
these persona dice?
and I'm gonna spend a fade and roll again.
Okay.
What the?
What is going
happening?
Boy.
What is happening?
I just want to like casually. I'm just gonna.
I want to like.
Oh, these ones are good. These are great.
Dumped so many 6s over here.
Okay, just making sure the
Okay,
dice weren't cursed.
okay.
It's just you.
Alright.
You're cursed, not the dice.
So-
It's just me.
The dice are fine.
So you start doing the song, and it is really not going well for Amethyst.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give. Let's see how the Anumian is feeling about some things.
Oh God.
She loves you so much. Yeah, consistent.
Oh no!
Amethyst
Alright.
lusts for death.
I think that's it for Amethyst. Yeah, that's another one from the Anumian. I tried so hard to keep her alive.
We used to be friends.
Yeah.
You remember that? It
Oh,
was fun.
it's gonna be a really fun.
Do the
trip.
elves have a Tiger Backsies song?
I just did it.
Oh, all right.
I don't think you knew all the words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
It's a little
distraught.
pitchy.
Very distraught. Covered in blood. Things were bubbling.
Yeah.
I'm probably wounded. Yeah. Great. Okay. Cool.
So
Bro, this guy sucks a lot. I hate him.
Zoom pokes his head around. Do you need more help with this?
What will it cost me?
That's the question. I hope I'm never bleeding out next to you.
Already dead. Already dead.
Already dead?
That's what he just said.
That wouldn't be mine to say. I'm not a necromancer.
You're offering a necromancer?
Oh, I know plenty. Yes.
No.
I think with a death as recent as this.
No.
Okay.
She died in combat. That is what they are trained to do.
She did.
You don't have to talk about her. I need to take care of this before I can leave.
Of course. And you head back to the palace?
Yep.
Okay. And while you are there, you have an opportunity to say anything you need to Lensa or your brother or anyone in that realm. If you have
Sure.
any affairs to put in order before bouncing. So what do we do when we go back? As time progresses, you do hear from the field that the bastards and the rest of the elves have pretty much routed the vast majority of Civitas's army.
Great.
He lost almost all of his troops.
Good.
Yeah. There were some that were taken prisoner, but it sounds like the bastards offered a position in their ranks, and almost everybody refused. So,
Yeah, good.
as you know,
Pirate
soldiers,
rolls, everybody gets killed.
Yeah.
Great. I think I would have a conversation with Lensa to just like mop up any stragglers, essentially. Reinforce that I made a deal with Fatima that if elves want to join the bastards, that they are welcome to do so with my blessing, which I think is probably something I would have told them post sword singing as well.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I guess I'll check in with Reese, but he's just probably not doing much.
Yeah, Reese. You find Reese and Lensa, and Lensa is true to form, covered in gore.
Yep.
Her and her tiger,
Obviously.
head to toe, just like dripping.
Yep.
Like they've been swimming in it. And your brother Reese
They may have been.
is kind of lounging on his tiger, who's like a little
Does he have a parasol?
pudgy. What's that?
Does he have a parasol?
He does not have a parasol. He is wearing the shiniest armor, and he's just. Oh yes, here's from last one. That's yeah, yeah.
So good.
Reese and his tiger are. Thank you, Tanel. That looks so good. Reese and his tiger are comfortable. They live a very comfortable life. He does have a scratch on his cheek.
Self-inflicted.
Oh.
So he's
you have
just
a wound there, brother.
yes.
How did you get said wound?
Well, in the forest, fighting in the campaign. Obviously,
How did you actually get the wound?
in the forest.
But not from an enemy.
I'm bringing some of the wine down to the bastards. Would you like to come? I haven't met them yet.
No, I have to bury Amethyst.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And he sounds genuine. Yeah. Do you need help?
No, this is a private thing.
Of course.
Just do me a favor and see that at least 80% of that wine actually gets to the bastards.
I'm taking it myself.
That's why I said it.
That's good. That's very funny. Yeah. He says, well, we'll find some numbers and report when we know.
Thank you.
And I'll see you back at the palace then?
I believe I am needed back in Saratof.
All right. I'll keep things in
gonna-
order there.
Get that looked at?
I think likely yes.
Not gonna keep a scar? Be your first stripe.
It doesn't feel as earned as the price some others have paid today.
All right.
Travel well. And he and Lensa head off down towards the water, which is where the bastards are. And then you bury Amethyst.
Yeah. It's in there's like a grove of trees where we train the royal tigers and also bury them when they...
And how many amethysts have you had?
This is my... Well, I'm pretty old. I mean, I think this is maybe like my 10th amethyst.
Yeah.
Are they always
Name them
named Amethyst?
something different.
Like you do a Geralt style, like
Yeah,
every
it's
horse's
a line.
roach. You're
Yeah,
like
it's
amethyst,
a,
amethyst,
it's a line. Yeah. So I think that I would have at my... So I bury this amethyst. There's a ceremony that goes with it in the grove of trees. And then I think I would, before I leave, I would have to meet with the new cub to imprint.
And does she have cubs? Is it a lineage? Great. Yeah. So you bury her, and it is a sad sad thing, and I will
I mean, I think it's a by hand sort of like you
absolutely.
you dig it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and bury.
And I feel like there would probably be some kind of a grief check, but that is a section of the book that I did not brush up on, so we're not going to do it. But
Okay,
maybe
but
later.
I
You
can
weren't
make it.
planning to kill a key NPC today?
Yeah.
was not planning to lose any
friends.
I'll make
Any elf
yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
There were so many roles.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was
just
trying
kept
very hard. Yeah, it's just a lot of ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, make a note that that might be a grief check.
Yeah.
And then you have the time to go and kind of have like some playtime with her cubs. You know, I feel like there are when they're particularly young, there's probably even like standards and ribbons that they play with to help their dexterity and start their parkour training early.
Yeah, I think it's probably like you need to see which one is going to be imprinted each generation, kind of a thing. You don't.
And I think that there are 2 cubs, and you are able to imprint on one of them.
Okay.
So that would be Amethyst the 11th. All right. And then that evening, once you are done, Zune is right there, as if he had been waiting and
Because he was.
watching. As
Yeah.
he was. And then the 2 of you, he says, "Are you ready?"
I suppose.
And he pulls out a small black gem that's all swirly on the inside, and it looks as if there are dozens and dozens of wings trying to escape from inside. And
Very reassuring.
and he crushes it in his hand, and then those wings come out, and you are wrapped up in this cold and smoky ball. And then you fly. You lift off and like rocket through the air. It's not a teleportation. You are being carried. And it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's very hard to breathe. It is cold. It is frightening. And in about 10 minutes or so, you and he are back in Saratof. And he drops you in your room, or like at your
My apartment.
your estate.
Great.
Yeah, at your estate. And he says, when it comes time to vote, I would appreciate if you and any of yours that you hold sway over put Teomir's name on the page.
Noted.
Thank you. For what it's worth, I am sorry for how today went.
I don't think she answers. I think she just shuts the door.
Okay.
Because I think part of the ritual probably is that she is still covered in, like she didn't clean herself
Right.
afterwards. So I think this is like, he interrupted the middle of what would have been
Yeah.
like the cleansing part. So I think she probably goes upstairs and Wynn helps her to like clean up.
Okay. And that's where we're gonna leave Lenora.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real fun, high point,
Real downer to open
yeah.
the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. Speaking of cartography,
How's my goat?
your goat is fine.
Hey!
Yeah. Yeah.
Got eaten.
Oh yeah. One more. Oh,
Wow.
so sad.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, we see it.
Yeah, and there's you and Zune.
Yeah.
He's so annoying.
Yeah. I hate him.
So helpful,
He
so
looks like
annoying.
a regular guy.
An annoying guy.
Just a guy.
I mean, he's
annoying
very
of him,
big.
so.
Yeah. He's a big guy, and he's got a lot of demons.
Got
like,
a lot of demons.
in his pockets.
And also got a lot of demons.
And also got a lot of demons. Yeah.
We're in heist with him, and he was annoying the whole time then, too.
So, Galena,
Huh.
over to you now. You had just finished being kidnapped, which was great.
Yeah.
Can we do like as a request, could it be like a lovely little rom-com moment? This is what I'm looking for now at the table.
Just
You
to-
should
just-
like
yeah.
see her like palate cleanser with her boyfriend maybe.
Yeah.
So, let's see, what is his name again? I haven't written it
Tribunus
down.
Azar.
Azar, that's right. So Azar had brought
What do you need?
his troops to get you out.
Yeah.
And you get the impression
I did like
based
an
on,
ever after though, and I like saved myself.
Yes. Yeah, you got yourself out. You don't need no man. But he does also have a carriage home, which is
Well, I will take
nice.
it, yeah.
Absolutely for that. Yeah.
sure.
And so you and Kishar ride in privacy. He doesn't bother you on the way, but he does make sure before you depart that any needs that you may have are met. You've got food and water and things like that. It's soldier food and water, so it's not the best, but
Yeah. I mean, we did just come from a feast, so like I'm not
So
super
full
hungry.
already, yeah.
Yeah, and I had that affogato, so I'm like awake.
That's
and
right.
fine, yeah.
That's right. We had a lot of affogato last time. Yeah. Yeah. This is very different storylines that we're dealing with here. Very different.
It's all the same world,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
The recaps always make me feel like.
And he takes you back to your estate, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you live like across the way from Kishar, correct?
Yeah, our estates are like we share.
Got it. Okay, so
boundary,
convenient then. He takes you both back, and he opens the door and offers his hand and helps you down.
Yeah.
I hope you weren't there. I hope you didn't. Were you treated well?
I mean, okay. I was kidnapped, so in that sense, no. But I was in nice rooms. I was given clothing. I was.
And Kishar like jangles his way out.
Yeah.
He took a lot of rings. He stole so much jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was given those somewhat freely.
Yeah.
I don't think they expected us to leave with them.
Yeah.
But that's the risk you take when you kidnap someone, I suppose.
That is.
Yeah.
That is true.
I wasn't allowed out, or so in that way it was mentally taxing.
Well, I'm glad it did not come to bloodshed.
Me too. I don't know how to. Did you think it could have?
Oh. Yes. But I wouldn't.
I was very mouthy.
I wouldn't. But I was not there because I expected you to do the shedding.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming to get me.
You're welcome. Palace guards usually give up immediately at the sight of a troop of well-trained soldiers.
I'm glad that none of them had to be hurt trying to get in to the estate. That worked out nicely for everyone. Thank you for the goat.
You're welcome.
I named him Goatsart.
It's a noble name. Is he well?
I don't know. I've been kidnapped, if you recall.
Yes.
I hope so. He was sent to my home, and my staff will have cared for him if he made it.
Well, good. I will let you see to him then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. You have a good night also.
And he turns and goes back and starts immediately barking some orders. It is all like soldier business now,
Yeah.
and then like they just
Great.
start heading out.
Yeah, I imagine Kishar is just like,
Frantically taking notes behind you. Yeah.
well, good night to you. Yeah.
Who's he? Yeah.
And also like, you let him leave? Why'd you let him leave? That was a golden opportunity.
Yeah. You do get a couple of nudges from Kishar, but he's
He's jangling off into the distance.
yeah, and you head inside, and yes, Goatsart has made it back. Is living his best goat life.
Like, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'm so glad.
He's an inside goat, as it turns out.
Oh, that seems good for the carpets.
And your your staff are like, we didn't know what to do with a goat. We haven't had one before.
Right. Traditionally, and I'm not a goat herd,
Same.
I do
They're all like,
believe
yes, same.
they are often kept outside the house on the grounds.
One of them just opens the door. he doesn't seem to want to go. We tried pushing, but he just stood there.
Goats. Yeah.
Bullied by this goat. This whole household.
This whole time you've been gone. Yeah, now that you're starting to look at them, they look a little frazzled. And granted, you've been kidnapped.
Yeah.
So that's got to be frazzling.
Yeah.
Bosco's missing. Who knows?
Right. I was like, who's Bosco? Sorry. I'm just going to drink some more of the coffee.
Great. Yeah, but they look like they have had a time of
A mostly
things.
goat-related.
A mostly goat-related time of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Yelena here? My good friend / personal maid.
Yes.
Great.
I know all the NPCs.
Yeah. I was just reminding you at home who Yelena is. And I just also should make sure that's her name. Yeah, it is. Good. I know, because she's my best friend.
Yeah.
Great.
And you've never forgot it before.
No, she's my best friend, and she works for me, and I know her name for sure.
That's what I was getting at.
Did you get my note? Did you decode it? Is that how you knew to send the Tribunus to come get me? Did you get my note?
No.
No note at all?
No. You sent a note?
I did, but I was kidnapped at the time.
Oh.
I thought that I could maybe trust one of the people in the house to get word out.
No,
but-
we've just mostly been dealing with the goat.
Okay. Okay.
I thought you had, Senate business.
No one even actually knew that I was missing? Is that what I'm... you didn't think it was weird that I didn't
Well, I thought it was strange that
come
you didn't.
home or
come back,
let you
but-
know that I was going to be gone?
But I didn't know
Didn't
kidnapped.
take any clothes or anything with me. I just...
She kind of looks behind her at a bunch of front room wreckage. I'm very sorry.
Okay. Okay, it just feels like there's a whole household here that could have maybe one person. It's okay. I'm home now. It's so good to be home.
Can I get you anything?
I'm actually doing pretty well right now. Can I just have a bath up in my room?
Yes.
Thank you.
And she goes and starts all that. And you were able to have a bath and sleep in your own bed.
Great.
Unkidnapped.
Yay.
So, yeah.
That's
And then you get kidnapped again.
Then you get kidnapped in the middle of
Yay.
the night. Re-kidnapping. Yeah, so that's, you're back home.
Okay.
We've got some time before the vote for Emperor, which is coming up. So that is as you have been kidnapped for a while. That is another thing that you were beginning to hear just as you were finally getting to some papers that have been dropped off, and all of these things. There is a vote for Emperor coming, and all of the senators are coming in from around the country.
Okay. I would like to make sure that there's an enclosure for Goat's art.
Goatsart gets a pen. A
Okay.
pen is built immediately, and you even
Okay.
hear a couple of people being like, "Why didn't we think to build that?"
I was also going to ask that, but it's nice
Yeah.
that you covered that question first. Okay, great. All right. I'd like to say they were worried about me. Apparently wasn't that either. Maybe my staff is just real dumb. Noted. Okay, well, I am going to start sort of as covertly as I'm able, not being really well versed in being covert about stuff. I'm going to start talking to my staff
Okay.
about, at the cartography staff,
Okay.
not my household
Work
staff.
staff. Yeah.
Yeah, because Service Castus was like, don't talk to your staff. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the thing
Great.
that he said not to.
Okay.
But I am trying to be a little bit subtle-ish about it, since there's some implied danger in doing it. So.
Okay. So Castus, as your predecessor, there's some overlap with staff that he had that
Right.
you retained, and then sometimes staff just leave when someone also leaves. So you did have to fill some positions. So you have about a 50-50 split of new staff and older staff.
Okay.
And I know that you have a chief of staff, correct?
His name is Gary.
Great. Gary did some hiring too.
Okay.
So there's some, like all of the fresh people came based off of Gary's recommendation.
Okay.
He did all of the interviews and took very copious notes about everyone, and then you got approval powers, of course. But he is a very meticulous note taker and list maker and things like that. So he does perform his duties well. Do you think that Gary was here already, or did you hire Gary?
I think I hired Gary.
Okay.
I wanted like my top person to be someone that I knew that I could trust and like help me sort of get the office in order and stuff.
So you make your way the next day to the Cartographers Guild Hall, which is it's a large building. It's a wing in another building, you know, with all the municipal buildings that are lined up in Saratof. But you've got like big arched ceilings and a lot of very fancy decor. There's a lot of like souvenirs and trinkets from around the world for people that have traveled and, you know, brought back a little something. So there's like things on display, similar to what was in Castus's place, though his is on a much more opulent level. But there's like a main hall area that has a bunch of drafting tables, and so it's this guild hall operates as several things simultaneously. It is a place for you to operate and the other professionals to operate, and there's also maps are produced here and conferences are had and, you know, things like that. So it's a pretty decent sized building. But yeah, and you have your own office and you also have your drafting room.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to start by talking to whoever is a holdover from the previous staff that's like highest up. We'll just start there. I don't know.
So yeah, so Cassus would have had his own chief of staff who vacated the position when you said you were bringing in Gary. There is a kind of sub-chief / secretarial type of role, and I think in my head everybody who works within the guild hall is a cartographer on some level, just so they know the world and all of that stuff. So I don't like when I say secretarial role, they are also a skilled cartographer.
Sure.
They're not just admin. But Castus's secretary is still here.
Okay.
And you know her. Her name is Gemma Shortfall, and she is a rather elderly gnome, and she was Castus's secretary. She is yours as well, but also Gold's secretary too,
Okay.
Lazarati Gold.
Who was before Castus in this role? Okay.
So she's been here for a long time.
Lazarati Gold sounds like a SoundCloud rapper.
All right. Well, then.
She is at least the first one that comes to mind.
Right. Yeah. I will call her in to my office.
Okay. She arrives. She's always very prompt, though she moves a lot slower than she probably used to. So she comes in. She's got all of her cartography stuff with her. I feel like everyone is kind of always in uniform here, like ready to adventure and make maps. That's kind of how I'm picturing everybody.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I love
like
it.
scrolls and pens and stuff. Everybody's always like kind of ink stained.
Riding pants.
Writing pants, yeah. Like the blue tongues from
Oh, yeah.
licking their fingers
Nice,
to turn
yeah.
parchment and things. Yeah, so she comes in. Yes, hi. What can I? Hello.
Hi. How have things been getting along these last this amount of time that I haven't been here?
Oh, good. Were you?
Does no one know that? Okay, you know what? Okay, yeah, I was gone from the offices for
think you were gone for, I don't know, it was like 3 days, I think, 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this is going on. I'm usually in every day.
No, Castus said you
Oh.
went out.
Yes. Okay, so you spoke to him.
Oh, he dropped off a note.
Oh, a note.
Yes. 1 second. And she.
I make myself some
exits.
tea while I wait
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah. She takes her time. She comes on back. And she has a letter from Castus that basically says that he has invited you on an academic excursion.
Oh, great. I'm really glad that he let you know. I was in such a hurry to join him that I forgot to mention it to anybody. That's so kind of him. Hey, speaking of, we haven't really had much of a chance to talk about your time working with Castus.
No, we haven't. Do you have questions?
I mean, one has to wonder how they compare to their predecessor, especially in the eyes of those who work with them. And
I like to think that I work for the hall. And there have been.
don't we all?
and-
I mean,
Oh, sure. Well, and I, please, no offense.
Oh no.
I'm already
There-
not offended.
There have been dozens and dozens of cartographers that have come through here while I have been here, and I pay less attention to them as my years go on. But he was here for several decades, and I kept his books and his appointments.
Yeah, he accomplished so much while he was here.
He did.
I mean, surely there's a man so accomplished must have things that he achieved that the rest of the world just doesn't even know about. That you would only know within these hallowed walls, to having seen it or been a part of it.
Well, I stayed here mostly. When he would go out.
Just, you kept his documents and his appointments and things, and I
he
wonder.
spent a lot of time adjudicating. He would be called in for various disputes and have to take the surveyors out and check the lines and make sure all was well and whatnot. But are you getting at something?
No. Just wondering, because we had just spent those days together, and he's so humble that it's hard sometimes to.
He's not very humble.
Well, so it's hard. I'm trying to be polite here. It's sometimes hard to separate the fact from the fiction in how he speaks of himself and his
pompous
accomplishments.
and an ass.
Okay, well, that's great to hear. I can't disagree with you. I'm wondering how many other people may have had issues with him while he was here, or if any of those disputes got particularly heated.
Well, I think he mostly got along well with people while he was here. He's just, you had to pull back a few layers to get to his actual personality.
Oh, I would love to peel back some layers on him, yes. I agree.
I think that something bad has happened to you.
Why would you think that?
Because you're not very good at whatever it is you're trying to do.
Listen, I mean, she and I have worked together for a long time now, yeah?
Like even prior to your current position, you would have
Right.
worked in the guild hall also.
Yeah.
And so you would have interacted with her trying to get to Castus in any
Right.
capacity, even just passing papers and things like that. Yeah.
Is there I don't know if it would be a role or just my judgment of people or what, like how trustworthy does she seem, or like how dedicated to her job versus like loyal to a person or whatever?
Yeah. So she
I get
is.
that.
She is definitely dedicated to the concept of cartography and the success of the hall. However she defines that, you aren't particularly clear on.
Okay.
Because there's like, she's very efficient, but also sometimes surprisingly close-lipped on things where you think that she maybe wouldn't be, like
Okay.
like keeping certain books to herself,
Right.
But being just open and honest with information other times and,
Okay.
and things like that. So it's clear that she's got her own definitions of what hall success means.
Okay. I would like to take you into my confidence a bit here.
All right.
As the current consul of cartography, it is imperative that I know what goes on in this office
Of course. It is
for the
your office.
success of our office and all of us here and our ability to do our jobs well. We agree on that?
Yes.
I think that something dangerous happened while he was the consul. And pieces of that are coming back in a way that could endanger me or people here or our work. And I'm not sure which. I need help figuring out what it is so that I can head it off and keep us all safe and able to do our jobs well. I don't know if there's like a... Okay, I don't know if she actually knows it. Watch, she just knows nothing. This is a whole huge scene, and it's like, she doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone.
I've got persuasion.
Persuasion sounds good.
I've got oratory, admin.
I think those would make good forks for a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Yeah, in this instance. It's a little weird, but this is also a very specific situation. Yeah.
Just, I'm like true, I have falsehood, but I don't think I'm not, this isn't a falsehood. It's like a not entirely
Yeah,
everything.
you're trying to get her
So-
on your side.
Yeah.
So she'll open up.
Even just on no one's side, like on the side of the office, even. Like I'm not
Yeah.
even trying to make it a personal
Yeah.
thing necessarily.
Let's do persuasion.
Okay.
And the penalty for failure for this will be that she closes down.
Okay,
more.
and out of what? Let's see. Oratory, bureaucracy, admin. Any of these?
I think you could do. Gosh, bureaucracy doesn't quite apply. I think
Yeah.
admin is good.
Okay.
I'll give you admin.
That's one more, right? Okay.
And oratory feels like maybe a
That's
bit of a
little bit
stretch.
What about? I mean, would this be a council of consul wise?
You
This
could
is a little-
certainly, well,
Yeah.
yes, actually, because Castus had your position before you did, and you are actively investigating that.
Okay.
So I would give that. Also, based on the timeline for you currently, greed is in the sky. You knew me in greed.
Greed. Okay.
Just do with that information what you will. They've been cranky tonight,
Yeah.
but
I can assume. I mean, I assume that whatever happened probably has to do with Kestis Greed, but that's also like a personal. I'm not. I don't know enough about what happened to try and call on that.
Okay,
I think.
great.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 5 dice.
yeah. So I'm going to give you an ob2 on this.
Okay. Everyone
Boy,
rolled them and they were like all
everyone.
6s.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's a
we're
1 and
all
it's a
cursed
5.
tonight. I'm really worried.
Oh, I should have used a thing. It's too late.
Watch
Oh,
out, he's
dang.
gonna kill your goat.
Well,
Somehow just back home.
Yeah.
Goats
Keel's
are.
over.
Does that like goat thing?
okay. So
Amazing.
so that was 5 dice, and then
Yeah.
only 1 success. A lot of 1s though. If we were trying to roll 1s, we would have done very well.
Yeah. I guess that's okay.
Alas,
We just won't roll anything.
I'm concerned. Let's not fight.
not a very good dice night. Okay, so she goes over and she actually closes your office door, and she comes back and she kind of straightens up a little bit, and she says, "Why is it you think that the work of those who came before you prevent you from doing your work now?"
Full disclosure, because I was not Castus's guest. He took me forcibly against my will and was holding me in his estate.
He kidnapped you.
He kidnapped me, yes.
It seems bold.
It does.
Are you okay?
And well, I mean, all things considered, yes, there are many people doing far worse than me in the city right now.
I'm sorry I wasn't paying more attention.
Thank you. That's not your job. So
It should be.
I appreciate it. What is your job and my job is keeping this place running smoothly. And obviously that's not going to happen if there's someone who just feels like they can kidnap the consul and also make veiled threats to the effect that I'm trying to have this conversation with you about.
She hands you the note that Castus gave her.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yep.
You need that.
Thank you.
Why?
The inventory.
Did he let you go?
He didn't.
Okay.
So that also is a bit concerning. Obviously, given the opportunity that I was given, I took it and I left when I could. But that's still a threat that's looming in some capacity. He warned me about something extremely vague that had happened here, or that people here would know something about.
Okay.
And I don't feel that I can properly move forward in my job or protect the people that I am in charge of here if I don't have more information.
All right. I'm going to let you do another roll
Okay.
because that is a very good argument. What with the being kidnapped and stuff.
gonna use?
Yes.
They're all bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of the dice at this table are rolling
Okay.
low,
All
except for mine. Mine are doing great for
Just
me.
get it all out of the way for us.
I'm gonna
They're
use
doing great for me.
I'm gonna use a persona
Okay.
Yeah, you are. Get them.
so that
And your ob is going to be 3 this time because you've done this roll already.
yeah.
But
Do we need a separate for the
Same fork. I can just. How about the persona?
yeah, we'll just
It's the
that's
white
great.
one.
It's only so
Yeah.
we can count it as
that
one
made out of
fewer
ice?
for.
Yes. That's why I can't touch it for very long because it'll melt. Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Right.
That's a lot.
4 successes.
Okay, that's
Made up
better.
for the last one.
That's better. Okay.
It worked.
Yeah, the secretary is just like keeping a lid on things, you know?
Yeah.
Good secretary.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
She seems like she's really on it.
So she sits down, and you have like a little chair over to the side, and she kind of sits down. She's kicking her legs.
Yeah, there's
bit.
like a little booster seat that she.
Yeah, she hops up on. I have theories.
Uh-huh.
I think he was on the take.
That would make sense with everything I know of him.
Who am I connected to?
Tell me more.
I think that I have a good eye for wealth, and he always seemed to have more of it. Because I also know what his salary is.
Having just been at his estate and knowing my own salary, this all tracks so far.
Yes. Full disclosure, you are paid the same as he was. It's
Well, then
just,
his estate
it's
makes
just
very
the-
little sense.
It's just the rate that goes with the position. I always suspected that he did not have the success of the Hall at heart.
I think he had his own success at heart.
He has plenty of books and maps and scrolls and documents. If you would like to, I mean, there's a lot of them. He was here for more than 30 years. But if there's anything in there that might help, you're welcome to them. They're all just in boxes at this point. Well, except for the maps, of course.
I'll start some of that. Is there anything you can think of? I know 30 years is a long time.
My memory is good,
Is there any?
unless it isn't.
Roll one of the dice.
Is there anything you can think of where maybe he was taking meetings with someone that didn't have a clear reason? I know as a consul he would
He
be.
rarely took meetings here.
Well, that in itself is kind of suspect. Not helpful in a specific way, but
Gold took meetings here. But also, he spent so much of his time out actually mapping.
Right, but Castus, how much mapping did he do? Some. He did some. He's
Not the most rugged.
passable cartographer.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had people that would come with him. He had a small entourage that would come with him whenever he would go out surveying and mapping.
Anyone that's still in the office or a personal entourage?
Both. He had some personal guard that he brought with him that he thought made him look more important going into border disputes. But he also would take the same entourage with him if it was a small dispute or a large one. I mean, he would speak to kings as often as he would speak to business owners and farmers. But he rarely took a meeting here in his office. There are towards the end of his tenure, he was working with the triplets. They're quite young, but
Do I know what that means?
you do, yes. There are in fact triplets that are cartographers here.
Okay.
They are
Identical triplets?
they are identical triplets.
Weird.
Their names are Sullivan, Branford, and Meese.
Sullivan, Branford,
And Meese. They are in their early 20s, and there's only ever 2 of them there.
Are we sure there are 3?
There's a lot of
No way to know.
speculation.
Can I establish something about them?
Yeah.
They all part their hair differently.
Left, right, center?
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
we're going weird
I've never
this
seen
way?
them.
Yeah, left, right, center parts.
Okay.
And then it's not the same 2 that's seen all of the time. It's but there's
Yeah, but all you
there's
gotta
2
do
of
is
them.
part your hair somewhere else.
2 of them together. They are able to. So people often jump to the conclusion that there must only be the 2 of them because that's all that are here. But they are somehow able to get a lot done. So they have a lot of
3 people's
menial
worth?
tasks.
Okay.
And with 2 of them always walking around together, that maybe only leaves one of them like frantically copying maps or whatever.
Okay.
The 2 of them get more than 2 people's worth of work done, but whether or not that means there are 3 of them or they're just
Or
like
septuplets.
or there's 12 or like who knows.
Are we sure
Yeah.
they're not clones? That they're all just like an endless line of.
It's an orphan black situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
And
My
she's-
notes are going off the rails right now.
Yeah. And she says, though they
Okay,
are currently out on a survey.
Okay. Do we know when to expect them back?
Well, it should be a couple of days.
Okay. All right. All right.
Old-timey travel takes forever.
Ever.
Just travel
gotta
by
get
creepy wings
Just
in a
gotta
rock.
get
Yeah.
one of them demon
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
Get home real fast.
Oh, actually, sorry. They will be back after the vote. I forgot what week we were in because we keep jumping around.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you for your help. If you think of anything else, please let me know.
I'll start
Right.
doing some digging.
I'm trying to be a little bit subtle, as you noticed.
Yes,
It is not my strong suit.
it is not.
Okay. Well, good. I'm just doing my best over here.
You're doing a very good job.
Thank you.
That is just not your job.
Yeah, I'm good at maps though.
You are very good at maps.
Thank you. Yeah. The implication was that digging around about this could be dangerous in a very
Well, I mean, if my suspicions are correct, and he is or was at least taking bribes or something like that, that would call into question several decades worth of border lines, wouldn't it?
It would. So
I
please,
assume that would make a lot of very powerful people very mad.
yes. So please err on the side of caution for yourself. Don't put yourself in danger to get to the bottom of this.
I've been here a long time.
She's just gonna throw up in the door and be
Rebel Granny.
like, all right, everybody.
Light this thing on fire.
Exceptionally well cut jib on this one. Great. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your loyalty and your work, as always.
I have to
Exemplary.
stress. Well, you're welcome, but I have to stress it again. It is to the hall, and I like you.
No, I appreciate your loyalty to the hall.
Good.
I don't know if you know this, but I care about maps.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So I appreciate your loyalty to the hall.
Well, please let me know if I can help with anything, and if I find anything of interest, I'll bring it to your attention.
Thank you. All right.
Magic happened.
Ooh.
Oh, Goatsard!
Hey.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's what you guys
I love how tiny Goatsard is. You just completely trashed your house.
Yeah.
Why didn't we think about putting him in a pen?
In 4 days.
Yeah. When I was growing up, one of my friends had an inside goat, and it was a bad idea.
Yeah, obviously.
That's real.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to, I guess, start. I mean, I'm trying to get actual work in order, but
Sure.
my sort of like side quest now is like going through
Okay.
some of those.
Great. All right.
Some of those.
Well, I
old
think
documents.
we'll close on that
Okay.
scene then for you, and then that I think we've done half the table, so that's going to take us right up to a bio break. So use the bathroom if you need to. Get a snack. I'm going to get some more tea, and then we'll be back in like 5-ish. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. We're back. We had a good break. I had a good break. I got new tea.
Oh, hey.
Oh, I didn't.
Tea, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Very close to our mics. All right. I hope
mine's
everyone else
good.
had a good break. We had some ups and some downs before, and so now we're going to see what the other two players bring to the table. We're going to even have, hopefully, a scene together. What? Amazing. All right. So let's just to catch some people up. Jesse, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Let's chat a little bit about Televin Crane. What have you been up to? When we last left you, Carr had basically suggested heavily that you spend some time wandering around the city collecting some stuff for the church, and also asked you to get some senators on his side for the vote. Anything else?
I'll check my notes, but I feel like those would be my two primary directives. In particular, throwing everything I have into whipping those votes. All right, I have to search for you in my email address.
Sorry.
Damon Van Heen.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, yeah, let's just double check my math here. Things I'd do. Priority, accomplish, whipping votes for the new Emperor Carr. I'd maintain the shipping lanes in that racket. As of right now, making sure that those mermaid folk are happy, and doing that is my main source of income in this collapsing economy. I do have faith in it, though. I feel like it's on an upswing. And I'd get that psionic interrogator, and I'd get him bad. I wanted to turn him over to my vampire associates.
Yeah.
In favor.
Yeah.
Associates.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think having a psionic vampire running around is good or bad?
Not running around. Because
Just existing.
if
so.
in this world, as I understand it, once you are turned, you are in thrall to the one who turns you. If I gave Mark of Silence a psionic thrall, that dude would owe me for his very long life. And also, that card would be in our pocket, which would just be unstoppable. Also, I got the Cult of Volos thing that's happening in the Forge Town with the dwarves. And I'm trying to become Farina's pet fixer.
Great.
Yeah.
You could use pet.
Those are the main things.
All right.
I could have used a pet fixer.
Yeah.
You're putting the emphasis on different words.
Oh, boy. And we're back to dark. Everyone. We just got back from the break, and now it's all sad again.
You are
I like all these things that you, again, I just can't stress enough this game. Every time anyone does a recap, you're like, I got the shipping lanes. I'm trying to drum up votes for the Emperor. I have never spoken about who the Emperor is going to be in my stuff. Literally just maps. And goat.
Just a stack of
Maps and goat.
Well,
yeah.
we have a lot in common because money can't be made if there is no economy. So stabilizing the empire as quickly as possible keeps all of our pockets full.
Criminal and otherwise.
I do have a lot of regular business, but
Yeah, but it's not the fun stuff.
no.
I've got lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
He owns a chain of
I'm like, hey, if
Quiznos.
anyone understands getting alternative means of revenue, it's me.
Welcome to the club. We'll get you a jacket.
So-
I'm just he's got pirate lanes, and I got,
Yeah.
No, these are
Jack
not
boots.
pirate lanes.
Yeah, these are
merfolk
merfolk. Yeah.
lanes.
Yeah.
So I think in general, you're able to in these like 3-week kind of period that we're running over until the vote for emperor happens, you're able to pick away at some of these easier ones that are here. It's easy to go down and like chat with the merfolk and be like, hey, we still good? And then they're like, yes, and then they swim off and you walk off and stuff like that. That's exactly how it went.
wow.
Beautiful.
And then, right,
Just
this is
now
some of my
drawing it.
best storytelling.
Drawing it right now.
Yeah.
It's just drawing a montage.
Are you still cool? Yeah, it's cool. Okay, big high five.
And it's just a fin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yours is the fin, though. Yeah.
Twist.
Mark of
You
Yeah.
wear something special when you go see them so they feel at home.
Yeah, that wouldn't offend them at all.
No.
It's just mittens. Because we're getting dangerously close to being in a bad zone.
Yep.
So you're also able to go around to the other senators.
Right.
Not all of them, obviously.
There's a lot of
but there is a lot of them. But you scooped up enough credit and favors and items and things like that your character is built for this. Like, you are skilled at moving favors around, not necessarily even anything tangible.
Yeah. Well, when things started to collapse and I started to make those moves early on in like the first session or two, I didn't have anything in mind. I was just banking all of that stuff. And I thought, the game will provide. And so this would be the time that I would cash it in. Not only would I use that, but in the, like there would be ways that I think I could get some yeses. And then I think there would be other ways for me to use those favors to leverage where I would find out where there's a lot of no's. And so I would figure out who is being courted, who represents a lot of people, how to figure out why and what they want, and try to make inroads with all of that stuff. I would constantly, I would not sleep for these 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I would have so much to do, but it would all be like not work. It would just be like walking from one place to another and bumping into someone and like being at a restaurant that someone happened to come to, or making sure somebody had reservations, or somebody got a fruit basket or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody's drug deals didn't get found out. You know, like bribes went through. All kinds of stuff.
Goat food.
Somebody gets their ships protected. Somebody gets their ships sunk. All of this stuff.
Okay.
I like that was in the same breath as the fruit basket.
I use fruit basket as an abstract.
No, they're literal fruit baskets. The
Fruit basket from
business
the
is
other
booming.
side of the planet.
They're magic
Yeah,
fruit baskets,
fancy.
all right?
Everything is
They're those
rotten by the
edible
time I mix it.
arrangements.
Yeah, except great.
So you do have some success. You aren't able to get any kind of like preemptive number count for any votes, but there's definitely like factions that are grouping together, and you'll find that some of the senators all as a whole just sort of like turn their back to any kind of inquiry that you have about it at all, just like very hush hush, and some are obvious and boisterous about who they want for emperor and what their businesses are and why they want them for that and all those things. You are able to do those things.
I do want to point out that I think a lot of the people lobbying are lobbying, but I am willing to squeeze in a way that I think a lot of other people wouldn't themselves. I would handle a lot of that personally. One of the things that I established early is that Televen doesn't run around with an entourage. Like, he's usually by himself. And so there is an office and there is regular admin work. I know that the government does have to work like a government. But I would have also picked my staff, and those people would not have come up through the office.
Yeah.
And we would be running a very different kind of place. But I would absolutely put the pressure to people.
Well, and this is actually pretty beneficial, I think, for Carr, because he is a relative newcomer on the scene here. He arrived after the assassination and was like, I'm going to be next. And so you being able to do that gets him. You're able to start locking down promises of votes for him, and some of the senators don't even know who he is. You're able to get leverage in a way that gives you a real impressive amount of power over some of these senators. It's a brief amount of power. You're going to cash it in for this thing, and then you would need new power over them moving forward.
I think that would entice them to get out of my pocket.
Yeah.
One of the things I was thinking about too, because I know that the church has so much sway, and that coming out of the previous emperor and moving towards someone like Carr, where there is a set association, I think for the people in the church, I would really try to play up that like keeping it all in the family thing. And for the people opposed to the church, I would be like, Carr's actually a wild card. I don't think he has the church's interest in mind. He's going to be able to manipulate them and make the church do stuff. I think that the one interaction we had, and maybe we've met a couple times since, but I immediately was like, this guy's making moves very, very, very quickly.
Yeah.
He's not. I've met church people. I've met high-ranking church people. This is not that.
Yeah, and I think you and Carr have had weekly meetings. So a couple of them at this point. We're not covering that much time. But it's the meetings with him are the same. He is in the church, and he is being pretty blasphemous during the meetings. You know.
What about publicly?
Publicly, he is a little more reserved, but honestly, not much.
Wild.
You know, like he was around for the parade when the artifacts came through, and he just like hung out for a while and just like left whenever. He is a demigod of set, and he's just pretty flippant with a lot of the things that are around.
It's like publicly bothering Farina.
Yeah,
I would definitely
Bothering
be
her on
like
Maine.
very, very subtly in those meetings, just being like, yeah, you know, you've got a strong case. Public image goes a long way, though.
of course. The people loved me.
Yes, they do, but let's make sure all the people love you,
Oh,
including.
we'll never get all of them.
We could strive.
We'll get a majority is really all I need.
Sure, but I
That's
think
how this works,
if
right?
the church believes you have their best interest in mind, I think it would be much easier for us.
I don't think Set would have sent me here had I not had the best interest in mind. It's his church, after all.
It's truly what you must learn about politics and church, which are one and the same. It's just that none of that matters to the people who make the decisions. They only want it to look like it does. And so as long as you appear to be the best answer in their limited view of things, they'll accept you, whether or not Set does. It's a backwards way to do things, but it makes it very easy to manipulate people.
I knew I hired you for a reason.
Yes.
That's a very good answer. I liked that. That was good. Was that off the top just then?
Yes, you inspire quick improvisation from me.
That is not why I hired you.
I was not saying it as a compliment.
Well, then it is. And then you know, have your meeting and give him some updates and stuff like that. He seems supremely confident, like he's got this on lock.
I would not make it a point to bring it up with him, but that would trouble me so much. The people who win fights are the ones who are pretty sure they're going to lose.
Yeah, he is not that type.
Yeah.
Okay, and so Danica, let's check in with you.
Yeah.
What have you had going on?
Oh well, I've
You got a
some-
lot checked off last time.
I have some favors that I need to make good on so that I can move some business forward and close some economic loops that I've got to close
Yeah.
here. So one of the main ones is I need to go after that cauldron, whatever it was called.
The Cauldron's Price.
Cauldron's Price. It was described to me as bougie and shady, and that it needed to go away if I wanted to get the forged dwarves basically legalized.
Yeah. Okay.
And I made it very clear to Dima, was
Dima.
Prince Dima, that like we're gonna make it very profitable mutually, maybe more for us than anything, but they were gonna get what they wanted, which is a foot in the door. So that's gonna happen, but that means I've set my people on looking into the Cauldron's Price and doing whatever it takes to get it shut down. Could just be getting audited into the ground like nonstop, because that's not hard, and then just drumming up like the stuff that we let slide, we let nothing slide,
Right,
etc.
right.
But I would love to know.
Just sell knockoffs of everything that she's making.
Pretty much. Where I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to fund everybody else. You're going to get a bunch of other stuff, whatever. I need to make the money move to make this go away, but also. Secondarily, would love to know a little bit about who this person is during the course of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't get why Dima wants to get rid of this random alchemist. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, so I'm mildly curious about this.
So I think with some of your people that you set out and investigating and seeing what is going on, you kind of do this all of the time, not just with this one establishment, but just sort of all over the place. There's a name that keeps coming up that has been, as these weeks have gone by, there's just more and more businesses getting poked into by this person. And their name is Telvin Crane. And they're just like all over the place. They are all over the city, and it is just them. They don't have like a crew. Like they're just talking to all of the other senators. And there's a lot of senators talking to, I mean, everybody's excited about the vote coming up. Like the fact that there is a vote is very cool to a lot of people, you know, to get to participate in this kind of capacity is exciting. But there's definitely like some shell game stuff going on.
Yeah.
But one of your advisors is like, you know, honestly, he sounds like the type of person that would fit in really well with us. And then he's got, I'm an accountant. And I don't think he is. And I think that might be beneficial when I need maybe some protection. Because we're starting to, all right, he's also an accountant. So I guess this guy's out of a job.
I think it was that he did immaculate books, and that was the main thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, this nobody NPC. We'll see how long he lasts in your employ as he accidentally hires his replacement.
That can also
But I am also an accountant. I'm like the accountant.
I'm an accountant.
I'm just the meanest accountant, and that's why I'm here.
Right. I think that sometimes we have gotten pushed a lot, and if we had somebody with us that could stab back, that would be great.
That would be great, because it's nice when some of my allies like Zune play nice, but they have other things going on. It would be nice to have an accountant with some teeth, quote unquote. I have put some people, I think I'd also put some people on investigating, because like Dama had mentioned, somebody smuggled artifacts for Farina or for the Church of Set. And so that was like a separate investigation that was going on.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, as he's starting to kick up a fuss and as I've put that together,
you
if
kind of
like
check
there's
the
some
pieces.
Venn diagrams that start crossing where I'm like,
Absolutely.
Pulled a piece of yarn and you're like,
has 30 like businesses under 15 LLCs, like that guy.
Right. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
TVC.LLC.
Yeah.
I might be able to get in touch with him. I have accidentally been drinking at the same place that he drinks at.
I would be interested in that. There are a couple of off the book items that would probably benefit from a third party operator, to put it mildly.
Okay.
That would be great. Obviously, keep it above board. We're here to talk about auditing business. He has many of those, and he's whipping votes, it seems, for who, do we know? We don't know what, he's doing something.
Oh, someone in the church.
Someone in the church, okay. Not seem very sensible to me.
That hasn't been my division.
Yeah, that has not been my division. I don't know. What do they have going on? Anyway.
Money.
Yes, the money. I'd say get that on the books, see if we can get a meeting done, and probably speedy quick. We've got a lot going on, and I need to get that done.
And then speedy quick, you're at one of your regular haunts, where you've got a couple of not employed informants per se, but definitely some people like, you know, you've got.
I tip very well.
You tip very well, and so it's easy to tip and get a tidbit from that. And there's a young man in here who you have noticed before, because that's your thing, just like paying attention to who is around you.
Young man.
Just noticing all the young men.
Yeah, that's your thing.
And
nice.
and when you come in, he just kind of like,
Hey. I'll just go.
Yeah, that's not.
Yes,
are you Telvin Crane?
I am.
You're being audited.
Which one?
I'm not sure.
Are you the auditor?
No,
Who are you?
I'm an accountant.
Where am I? Oh, you're an informant. And you've heard I am
Accountant.
currently or about to be audited.
No. I'm an accountant,
Yes.
but I'm not doing the auditing.
Right?
My boss is.
Okay.
Yes.
But you like me, so you told me. I'm
was
going to give
actu-
you some money right now.
You're like, that's exactly what
this
I
a-
want to talk to you about.
Is this a bribe?
I don't think so.
He takes a little note.
Yes.
He like writes it down and like hands you a receipt.
Thank you. Yeah, I apologize. I'm feeling a bit scatterbrained lately, but I wasn't expecting this. Normally, I'm a bit more prepared. Thank you. Who should I speak to? Who's your boss?
The Consul of Economics.
Danica. Excellent. Okay.
Would you like to go see them now?
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with
I
this?
spent it on something nice. That's a fair bit.
It is? It is.
Put it in your pocket.
Okay.
Let it mix in with the rest of it.
Nothing that I have is this size.
Okay.
He puts it in his pocket and just
I'm a statue?
it's like the yes. Well, please this way.
Okay.
And he leads you into Danica's office. There's a soft knock.
Come in.
Your appointment with Mr. Crane,
Excellent.
Senator Crane.
Send him in. Thank you.
Of course. He starts to reach for his pocket and then doesn't. Oh. And then leaves.
It's like, I'm not going to bring that up right now.
Have a job in a minute, so he's got to have some sort of income.
If she saw that entire interaction, like, Mr. Crane, will you have a seat?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for meeting me on short notice. You are not being audited.
Well, that's a relief.
Yes,
I have plenty of ways around it, which I assume you already know.
Yes, they are masterfully done, and that's the point.
Excellent.
So I had something else that I wanted to discuss with you.
Sure. You know, typically, when one gets audited, they're not invited to speak to the Consul of Economics about it.
Yes. Did he say that you were being audited?
Yes.
Like, that's okay. I told him not to say that, so thank you.
Okay.
All right. There's a couple of items. You've been popping up quite a bit around the senators whipping votes, it seems like,
Yes.
talking, etc. That's fine. That's not really what I'm here about.
Okay.
I hear it on very good sources, quite a few of them, that you are an expert on moving things that need to be moved without being noticed, which, from your excellent books, you are very good at. But I have a need of a direct bit of smuggling.
Oh, sure.
Well, that's it.
We're not going to talk around this.
What an amazing. That's,
Peter with his gold stars.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you like write down
Gold
gold,
stars
star.
are right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want you to
I'm
have a
gonna
gold
hand out a
star.
gold star. That's a
sure.
good, yeah.
You got
Okay.
excellent reviews on the work for the church. I have some business that needs to be done in Latinum. Is that how I pronounce it? Latinum? Latinum.
Okay.
There are a couple of idiots, let's call them. They don't want to play ball, and I need them to. So to make that happen, I'm going to give them a little bit of money now and then make problems for them later.
Who are we talking about?
I have a list of names, in fact.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. So, how can I help?
What I need is obviously discretion. This needs to reach them. They understand that you will be my agent. They know it's coming. We've already negotiated this in advance. It just needs to happen subtly. I mean, it's a little low stakes in that it came out that bribery was happening. That would hurt them more than me, honestly. I'm trying to get everything to just happen, but I would like it to happen quietly because I have other things to do.
I understand.
Excellent.
It's a very busy time.
It is a very busy time, as you've maybe noticed, because Danica has like a very high national reputation for tax law, and then also is friends with like literally all of the international trade and merchant guilds.
Oh,
so
I would know.
yes, yeah, I figured.
And the second I had an opportunity to finally be in your office,
Yep.
I would have done anything.
Audit me. I love it.
I would love to be audited.
I've been slipping up on the books on purpose.
Please,
Audit
this is like how you get Danica to pay attention to you. You like slip up in a way that's like, please notice me.
He's like, audit me, senpai.
It's fine. Okay, so I would love it if this got done. In this new and fun world order where things are changing constantly, the laws are changing constantly, and people are getting uppity, I would love to have on tap somebody outside of my current power structure to do things for me that I don't feel comfortable asking them to do.
Okay.
This would be a test. If you get this done for me quickly, easily, I'm tapping you again for work in the future. Does that interest you?
Very much, yes.
Excellent. So, but then of course, I would, just to say it, if it doesn't go well, I'm sure you are appraised of the changes that have happened in the console as of now. I think you would, because you've been asking around. I have a massive economic voting block behind me. Basically, all the economic consoles are on my side or in my pocket or are my personal friends at this point. So there is no buck that goes beyond me at this point for monetary. So I would love this to work for us both, and if it doesn't, I will make nothing work for you. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. So who are you planning to vote for, if I might ask, Consul?
Oh, have you been asking around? What's your guess? Has he been able to figure out kind of what the vibes are? Because I'm not like secret about it exactly.
I think
but
you crave
You've probably been-
stability. You'd be looking for something that would transition quickly into a similar power structure, so you wouldn't have to redesign anything that fit in your mold, but you'd want somebody who could be convinced that this would be a time to start fresh in some areas. I don't know if you'd favor. What's the old dude's name?
Tiamir?
Tiamir?
It seems like the safest choice is Tiamir, but he's entrenched in the old system in a way that benefits him and has for a very long time. It means that he would not want to change the way that money works.
oh, you'd be wrong there, because
Really?
he worked with me to make it change. So,
There's very little I don't know.
well, in this case, I've been doing this for a very long time. So sometimes you play with people whether or not they fully work for you forever. But if they're your friend right now, then you'll cross that bridge when it comes to.
Are you set in that vote?
I'm pretty set, unless you have a very, very compelling and stable candidate to be brought to the table.
Well, I know a bit about you. Not everything. You are careful, and there's not much to know because you're so dedicated to your work. So besides the books, I haven't found much else going on. Very few wheels to grease. But there is something I think might be a thorn in your side.
Yes,
The church.
they are a thorn. In everybody's side, though, so I don't think it's unique to me, but go on.
I just happen to be backing who I hope could be a disruptor for that institution. And while their armor is unbreachable on the outside, I think maybe I found a way in.
How about this? Get this job done for me,
Okay.
and then you can pitch that to me in less of an elevator pitch scenario, and maybe when it's baked. just a little bit more.
Sure. I'll do this job for you regardless. And when it comes to your vote, I would love to earn it, but I'm less concerned as far as our relationship moving forward. So I've made a habit of swallowing my pride.
Sometimes you have to do that. And those that aren't willing to don't tend to do well when the system falls apart.
What's the job?
All right. I basically pass over a envelope and say these are the names that were given to me. They are entrenched politicians. They're saying no to taxation that needs to go forward. Their people are starving and they don't care. I want them paid off. These are the amounts they've agreed to. They're expecting to be paid off. And I've intimidated enough that I think that they're not going to renege on anything. And one of the other things that I'd love you to bring to the table is that you know how to handle them if they have any problems. But yes, I need that money to go to them. I need to see that they're paid off. And then they will be saying yes when my contact in their ranks speaks to them about the issue. They're going to vote yes, and then I'm going to cross a big check off of one of my to-do lists, and I would be very grateful.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
All right, well then, it was lovely and very efficient to meet you, and I look forward to the results of this partnership.
As do I.
All right, go off and cause some trouble for me, will you?
Okay.
And I would leave.
So this is a thing that is pretty easy for you to take care of.
This is
You know,
like the only thing I do.
yeah.
It's like I hired the best guy for the job.
Yeah, it's pretty
Well, this is how I
straightforward.
made my name. This to me now is like
Yeah,
going to the batting
this
cages.
is a very, very low entrance fee to the game that you are wanting to play in, and the bribes are easily delivered. It takes.
I would bid low on one of them on purpose in order to provoke them to have a problem with it so that I could demonstrate the teeth that I'm being hired for.
Tooth accountant.
He's like,
Cool.
I want to
Yeah.
hit someone.
Yeah. All right.
slap him.
Let's do a
He
couple of
has
rolls for
swords.
that. Yeah. Let's do a couple of rolls for that. Let's see where we go with this one. It is. Do you have an actual list of names, or is it just a?
I think it's been,
It is a list of names.
It is a list of
Right,
names.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So
That means I don't have to write anything down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's some mooks. There's some mooks that need swatting.
So this is. You have 6 of them. Which number along the line would you win in the process? Would you like this demonstration?
The last.
The last
I
one?
wouldn't want the ripples to carry into the rest of this.
Okay.
I'd want the rest to just happen very efficiently, very cleanly.
Yeah.
This would be something I would do on purpose.
Yeah.
And so whoever I think would be the most, I don't want the easiest target. I think whoever would be the most bothersome, I would just kind of assign the role of that.
Okay.
And I would just approach them last.
Yeah, and you approach the most bothersome of the group, or it's somebody who is already a little bristly when you're talking to him, as if he's potentially a little impatient even for the bribe to arrive. It's easy to lowball and get a rise. So how would you like to resolve this? I think there's a couple of approaches. We can do the first half, and we can find out the bristly portions and see what kind of a reaction you can get out of him, or we can do the stabbing part.
I wouldn't. So this is a senator?
Well, this is out of
This is out
of-
whatever it is.
Roost.
Platinum?
Latinum. It's
Oh, these are just people?
These are just people.
Oh,
These are just chumps.
They're politicians or kind of low-level politicians who are basically blocking. They'd be congressmen or something.
But not a senator. Right?
No, not
Okay.
not
I was,
our
I was
senators.
gonna maybe not hit the face, but it's no. I'd.
Yeah.
And I think during it, I would be pretty clear of hey, no hard feelings, but I had to make an example of somebody, and you were just a little pissy.
Amazing.
Okay, so let's go ahead and have a roll just so we can see how well this goes.
Okay.
It's going to effectively be open-ended where I'm not going to assign an ob. We're just going to design what the roll is, and then we will roll and we will see what that looks like. You'll still be able to add persona in or spend fate or whatever. All of those functions still apply. But how would you like to build this roll?
I'm going to do sword.
Okay.
One of my items that I spent my starting wealth on was my cane and the sword in it. So I'm actually not going to unsheath it until the end. I think it would just be like, I'm not going to kill this person.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to seriously damage
Yeah.
them, but I would know how to cause pain and leave a couple marks. And so it would just be like some
Old-fashioned caning.
old-fashioned caning.
Yeah. All right. Great.
It would
So-
be like the scene with Chow Yun-Fat and Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Yeah.
Dragon when he's like just teaching with the
Very much embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
slapped around
so
a lot.
let's base it on sword then.
Okay.
And then, is there anything that you want to fork into?
Well, I got
this?
6 for sword.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was one of my main things. I would put brawling in if you'd let me.
I would.
I also think. Ugly truth.
You are.
I like that. I like that one.
The
I'll let you
reason
fork that one
being
because he's taking bribes.
that he does not have the power he thought he did. It's just like.
He didn't even really do anything wrong.
I am actually,
power.
now that I've seen the attitude, it's like the beating was for me, but this last part, when the sword like comes out, is like, if you're going to continue to operate in this world, I'll say it in Televin's voice. If you're going to continue to operate in this world, the one thing you have to do is be honest with yourself.
I'll give you ugly truth.
Mean words, baby.
Yeah.
And then I'll add one of those things that Sarah kept adding.
Persona?
Persona.
Yeah. Where's our communal pencil?
Yeah. Oh, what special cursed die would you like to use?
Yeah. We're all
There are
cursed.
so
They're
many
all
of
so
them.
bad.
Lay it on me.
Here, take
A
this
green one.
purple one.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good.
So I got 6 for sword, then 1 for brawling, 1 for ugly truth, and then the persona.
Yeah. Let's just see how this roll goes.
Yeah, maybe you do kill him.
If you
roll really low, you
himself and
stack
dies when
Yeah.
his
So
replacement
before you roll,
yes.
I gotta keep remembering to tell you the penalty for failure. So in this one, the penalty for failure is you are going to lose some standing,
Yeah, I thought that
like
might be the case.
reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather take the beating.
I mean, you might also do that. Yeah.
He's a sword master. and
Might
you
be,
didn't know it.
yeah. Oh my god. Oh, yeah.
Okay. 3 successes. That's a big dice pool for only 3 successes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that
that's
feels
just the way
a lot
the
of
table's
ones.
going.
Is it like
Ones.
tilted?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right. Well,
Maybe I get smacked around too.
I think he gets in like one good hit, which is probably why the sword
Like a black eye.
even comes out.
Okay.
You know, like it could have been only the cane.
Can I take some damage? I've never done that in this game.
Can I? I don't know how that works. Yeah. Combat in Burning Wheel, I've read through once.
Okay.
So, yeah. And we also haven't really done like a proper.
can I
Write a
do
2
combat?
on it.
I'll do
Show
it
back
at 2
up
on it.
again.
Yeah.
So can I put anything into this to up my standing?
great.
Not to
That's your
change
damage.
any of these consequences, but to like maybe improve the good parts of this thing that I did? Is that how fate works? Or is that just to blow up a 6, which I didn't
That's
roll?
just to blow up a 6. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
that's it. It's in the box.
The dice trays are cursed.
Could be the tray.
Start rolling on
Yeah,
the
that's
table
what
and
it
see if that
is.
changes.
Maybe it was just that I was a little out of practice.
I think maybe we're out of practice. You've been doing a lot of work without your hands, you know?
Yeah.
Your calluses have
Yeah.
like worn smooth. Yeah.
So a few days go by, and you're able to report back to Danica's office. And Danica, you also know before he reports how it all went down, obviously. Yeah. But you are able to come back.
Black eye. Like a bad one.
Oh dear.
And I think I am wearing fantasy sunglasses so that when I come into your office, I do take them off.
Oh. So did that happen because you were doing this personally, or was it like a trip down the stairs?
Oh, I handle everything personally.
I do appreciate it.
Yes. I think I've been whipping too many votes lately and not enough people.
Potentially. Though I can't criticize you on it, as I don't do that.
Yes.
But I assume that it all went through.
Yes.
All of the votes have come back yes. So thank you very much for that, as I did not have to deal with it. That means we're going to have a lot more money very, very soon.
Excellent.
Appreciate that. I'm curious. While he's been gone, how long was that for?
It was, we'll say it took up a good part of a week, like travel out there and back.
Cool. Could I have done a little bit more focused effort to try and figure out who it is that he's whipping votes for? Because I hadn't been paying attention. It was for the church, but I was all like, who?
Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
I, roll something?
Yeah, let's do a roll for that.
Use the table.
Use the table. I don't
I'm
know.
also going to be using the table.
Yeah,
now.
right. We're
Yeah,
just
sorry.
like, whatever.
Okay.
I
This
really
is
wanted
where
to
we're gonna
slay.
roll.
Right
Yeah.
here.
This is the new spot.
These trays.
Yeah, I think
Between the trays.
I think
There
I'm
we
just
go.
asking people. I think I'm just going, being all like, hey, like, tell me why this guy like
Yeah.
approached you. What's up? And I might use a little bit of falsehood to just be like, or I might lead with falsehood and with a fork into persuasion to just be like, hey, tell me this guy. We're cool.
Yeah,
We
let's go ahead,
know
let's
each
go ahead
other.
and do a roll just to see how well it goes.
Cool.
It's not particular. This one is going to have an ob. I think it's an ob 2.
Okay.
It's not super hard to get, but also the dice have been bad tonight.
Yeah,
so
I
a
know.
2 feels pretty high.
I've got like an 8 in falsehood and
Feels
then
high.
a fork
but
into persuasion
That's one
is like I got a 6 in falsehood.
You just get the one extra.
So I get the one
for
extra?
fork?
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
great.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll do that, and then I don't know.
Where are you rolling?
Oh yeah, no, not there. I'm rolling.
Here we go.
Table right here, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
They're gone.
Okay.
That's like
all
almost
right.
entirely successive.
Yeah, that's almost
Like a
entirely.
complete opposite.
Okay.
I got a black eye. 'Cause of that.
Yeah, like gold.
Yeah, this is an easy thing for you to
Yeah.
figure out. There is a new demigod named Kar that has shown up and effectively moved into the church.
Cool.
He is an outgoing personality. Is kind of the information that you get back. And what's his name? The old dude of the church. Oh, I gotta go way back in my notes. There's a lot of NPCs here.
Grandpa Priest.
Starts with an
Grandpa
H.
Priest.
Oh no, I know.
Oh yeah,
It's
dang
like
it, Herman.
Hostel or whatever
What
it
is
is.
Oh, wait, he's on
his
here, right?
name?
It's like
Hanson.
It's Hanson. Yeah, it's definitely Hanson.
Manlish.
all I knew is
That's
that
an H.
he was
No.
crying about
Oh,
stuff.
man.
It was
Man.
very annoying.
Those are all
That's why, like,
places.
my
Holsan.
character has deleted
There it is.
the most.
I found it first.
Good job.
Holsan seems to have let it happen. It feels a little bit like he's getting like walked over, but also, who is Holsan to tell a demigod of Set what he can or cannot do inside the Church of Set? So there's maybe a little bit of that aspect, but then on the other hand, people are like, Holsan is exactly the person to tell him what to do because he's effectively Pope.
Yeah.
So
Pope's on.
Pope-san?
Holsan, yeah.
So that's what's going on with him.
All right, so he's basically a kind of like a braggart who is suddenly shown up.
And he is
like,
definitely putting his name out there for Emperor.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he's putting his name out for Emperor, but no history, nobody knows stuff he's done. He's just shown up and been like, I am
There's
Yeah.
Pope's
an
on.
immortal.
Oh yeah,
Pope's on.
Oh.
there's Holsan. Yep.
Hey. He seems like a chill dude. That's a huge desk.
Such a big desk.
dumb desk.
Yeah, just the dumbest of desks that guy's got.
The word of the desk is circling around.
Everyone knows the desk. It's like, have you seen it? It's
Ostentatious.
needlessly huge.
Yeah. Almost compensatory.
Need to audit him about
Yeah.
that.
How much did you spend on this desk?
So that's what you get about Carr. It's easy to track down information about him. He doesn't appear to be hiding or particularly concealing what he's doing either. You know, like if he walks too close to a senator on the street, he's like, "Vote for me," you know, and it's So
Attractive.
Total
Openly
fuckboy.
How is everybody like receiving?
a one.
How are the other members of the church leaders receiving this guy who's
There's a lot of confusion
understandably
around him. You know, like the other demigods that are in the city, and if they come and go or whatever, it's clear that they all have business that they're doing. You know, and like Carr doesn't have stuff. Like he's just
Around.
He's just around. Yeah, he's just here.
love
he
a
is here.
jobless Chad.
And everybody is just kind of confused as to what he's doing, but he's, you know, sort of a person that they're a little afraid to question because they might get the answer, and that might be worse than like a focused hymn might be much worse than whatever this sort of meandering.
Yeah, that actually seems much worse.
Just
in
a
fact.
powerful, famous person running for an extremely powerful office, but maybe he's not qualified.
Yeah, cool. I definitely didn't oust. I didn't oust several guys. Famously ousted my previous guy because he sucked.
Yeah.
It was like, no. So that went great. Seems like there was maybe a little trouble, but nothing you couldn't handle. Obviously.
Yeah, nothing I couldn't handle.
Great. While you were away, I was looking into a little bit of who it was you might have been whipping votes for. Sounds like is it Carr?
Yes.
Carr. Great. I would love to hear your sell on why he is an agent of stability and or stable change that is going to work really well for a new and changing economy.
It doesn't seem like he wants anything to do with the actual position or the work entailed.
Yes, it did really seem that way. I was curious on your opinions there.
It does seem like perhaps he'll want a lot of input on how to build a staff, who those people would be, and then leave a lot of the day-to-day to them. Seems like the position and the pageantry and the power, all of that gels nicely with what he's already doing. Doesn't seem to be interested in anything untoward that I can tell. There's no predicting that, of course, but I am gambling. I was also contacted, if I may be candid with you, by him directly in a way that I was unable to anticipate, which, as I mentioned the last time we met, is not something I'm accustomed to. I think it would be difficult for me in that position to not do exactly what he asked and do it as well as I could.
I see.
Now, if I were to fail, well then, I tried. I do think, however, that there is merit in trying Carr, but I wonder if there's anything on that throne I feel good about.
I come from Pars originally. I tend not to weep about the comings and goings of anybody in any particular position. The day-to-day is very much already in my lap as it stands. And what I'm currently doing is trying to very much change the face of what our console looks like. I've already succeeded in that in at least 2 arenas, and I'm working to make it 3. So my pitch to you, because I know you are very good at what you do, would be stop playing around with Carr and come work with me to do something that means something.
But why would Tiamir buy you? And what reason would he need the money to change? Unless you knew that, I don't understand why you'd sign up for it.
Because I wanted to remove the incompetencies. And I already did. I've cut them out, replaced them with my people, and we're going to move forward. The power right now is here. Now, Do I think that Boguslav doesn't have his own reasons for what he wants? Of course he does. Of course he does. His son Janik is what is he? He is the Imperial Council of Censorship. Well, that is nothing. His son is the propaganda machine man. So obviously I know that they are not the best, but we have a very short amount of time to insert something. And people love stability, and so do markets. Markets love stability, not disruption. So I say again, if you could sell me on the idea that this wasn't more than a wrench in the machine that everybody needs to live and not die in the streets, I'm going to need a little more than, I don't know what he might not do, but he seems cool to me.
Sure. Consul, I respect you greatly, and I have for some time. I'm going to be honest with you.
Do it.
You're very good at what you do. You are the best at what you do. You've also shown your entire hand to everyone playing this game from the very beginning, and that makes you incredibly easy to manipulate. If I was Tiamir, I don't know what he wants, and that scares me. But you should know that people in our position do not get what they want for free.
I know my job is buying and trading what I want. But I do understand your concerns, and they're not ones that are new to me. They've crossed my mind. What I'm saying is I'm not hearing from your side something different. You have a horse that you've put forward that you don't understand their motivations either. I have a horse I've put forward. I don't know his motivations either. The thing about having all of my cards on the table is that everybody knows where the power is, and it's here. Now, if Tiamat wants to turn around and, I don't know, kill everybody and blow up the entire system, he might, but so might
I don't think we have to worry about that.
Precisely.
It's the longer game that he'd be playing.
I imagine so. He's been doing it for quite some time.
He has.
So I say again, what is it about Carr that's so seductive in all of this?
I think that we're on the edge of something that could either be terrible or it could be great, and I don't think that we'll ever really know until it's already come and gone. We're at the end of an empire. We're in the middle of a house that's been on fire for a while now. And everybody keeps trying to figure out what color the flames are when we should be getting out of the house. We could build something new. But in order to truly do that, I think we're going to have to leave what we know. And I cannot vouch for Carr. But as of right now, he's been showing his hand as well, and I'm trying my damnedest to manipulate him. I think what I'd like is to figure out where we go from here and make sure we start down that path. Nothing about the establishment gives me faith that we even stand a chance.
I do understand your position here. And maybe this comes from having torn down establishments and rebuilt them a couple of times, that I feel inclined to not throw out everything, but rather improve upon what is already standing there, because I have a track record of succeeding at it. I'm a little worried that you're opting for burning the whole thing down and starting from scratch, and I feel like if you had more time to bake on this Carr person, more time to get a leash on him, that I could buy what you're selling. But right now, I think time might have come a little too fast for that.
Have you ever been on a sinking ship?
Not a ship per se, but I've been in a burning building, let's call it.
When you're in the hold, there's usually a line of people holding buckets and passing them up, and you're bailing out water. There usually comes a time when the person on the stairs above you isn't there to take it from you. And what you realize is the people who were high enough up realized the ship was already sunk, and you've been inside bailing the whole time. I don't think I'm opting to burn this place to the ground. I think we're seeing the ashes pile up already. What we're doing is just pretending we can affect history. And I don't think that we can. Not in an immediate sense.
It's a little defeatist, isn't it?
No. I would say it's actually an opportunistic view of this. When the Emperor died, everything that he held tight died with him. And what you've already begun is something new. Just cut your ties. Don't do it in front of everyone. And don't do it without thinking. But I do think we should start planning for the future, and it looks differently than this place does today.
I'm going to go as far as saying that I don't disagree with you. But again, time is working against us. We don't have much time. However, I will say a vote and a new person coming to power, as we've seen, doesn't have to be permanent.
True. Before I go, I will say this. I'm not certain I've been able to do what needs to get done to get Carr in the seat, and I don't entirely feel comfortable with it. But in this case, my back was against the wall. No matter how this shakes out moving forward, I think we may do well together.
I do agree there. And on that front, is there something I can do to make sure that Carr doesn't come down on you?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And it terrifies me.
The Church of Set is, as you stated, a thorn in my side and everybody's side, but I just haven't had time to deal with it. Mm-hmm. You're already entrenched there, so to speak. The next thing I would like to do is try and figure out what the hell is going on.
I've already used our F word.
Yes. We've used that one up.
Yes,
Yeah.
we already
I used one too.
I heard
Oh,
it.
no.
Oh, sorry.
What is going on over there? There are a lot of powers. Hassan's letting Carr show up. Farina at one point was killing people in the streets with the Imperial City. I don't know what they're doing as of right now, and I haven't had time for it. We just crossed something off the list, so I have room for a new something if you are over there.
I think they're desperate, and honestly, I'm just intoxicated by the power that some of them wield. And there are strong people there with strong connections that I'm trying to capitalize on, but as far as the church itself goes, it's just another log thrown onto the fire.
I do agree there, but one of the logs has the army of Set at their behest. So that's a lot of power.
I agree.
All right.
I don't know.
I think
We don't know.
I think we're gonna call that scene there. That was fantastic.
We're just like,
Yeah.
what do you want? What are you doing?
So we've got a couple of things as a table that we'll be doing now. So we're gonna go around and we're gonna talk about the votes. But first, during the break that we had, there was a little extra thing that one of the characters came to me with. So we have to take
One of the characters.
one of the characters. The accent was there. So one little extra bit that we need to clean up before we head to voting. So it is the morning of the vote, and how this process will work is all of the senators are going to be heading to the palace, and what I assume would at one point have been in the throne room is now shifted to the council chambers, where the Council of Consuls will meet, big open atrium area where there is not a dragon because of the bravest,
Kishar's just
the
standing
bravest
up there.
dwarf to ever live.
He's got a big,
And it is
a big cutout of.
and it is a public vote. So the senators will be going through, it'll be a big long line, and you will walk in and you will say who you're voting for, you'll say your name and all of that stuff. And then
Who do we tell?
just the room, like the council as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they get to vote?
Yes, all of the consuls are also voting. They don't have to really wait in line, though. They can just get up and do their thing and then sit back down.
Me first.
Yeah. It is also not mandatory for the consuls to be there while it's happening. I mean, Teomir obviously will be there because he's in charge of the whole thing. But like,
you could like vote and then
you
bounce.
could vote and
like,
bounce. Yeah, I'm not going to wait for 200 people. But
I've got a reservation.
so
sit somewhere.
Lenora, you step out of your house,
Yes.
and there is a parcel on your doorstep. It's got a note on it, right?
I think it'd be like a box.
Yeah. With enough.
I've been told to open it, but
I mean, you don't have to. I guess you could walk around it, but it's
step over it.
step
and then
over it, and I leave to
Yeah.
vote.
All right. There's a note on it that says, Queen General, from one underdog to another. Not so regal, no replacement for Amethyst line is drawn in blood. But if properly trained, this little one will always watch her back, and no one will know she's there until it's far too late, and she plays well with others. A friend of Carr. Who's in the box?
It's
Is it a goat?
it's for everyone. It's for No, it is a panther cub, but like an actual panther.
Right, sure.
Not like a supersized like elven riding
Sure, but
beast,
like,
but
yeah.
like
Panther
a
size.
panther cub. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We'll scoop him up. Him, her,
Lady.
lady panther. We'll scoop up little lady panther.
Lady
I've not
Deadpaws.
decided her name yet, but I mean, she's just gonna come with me.
Yeah, that's great.
Rachel?
That's great. Okay, so you and Rachel head to vote. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of go around the table. I'll just been starting with you the whole time. So to break down who the basic candidates are, Teomir obviously has put himself. He's basically been doing the job of emperor since Cordova was assassinated. There is King Cyprian, who is from a neighboring kingdom. He has a lot of ruling experience. He knows how to handle economics and an army and all of these things. He is a king already. It's a very short step for him. There are, I don't want to forget them all.
So many.
This is why I have notes. Carr, of course, is one of them. We've talked about him a lot. And then there's-
Wild card.
Wild card, yeah. Super Chad. And then there is Iltani, who is the demigod of battle and fertility. She is often depicted nude in paintings and things like that, but she has decided to attend. She has come to the city.
Great.
And she is quite tall and in full battle regalia. She is decked head to toe in armor. She's got a huge shield and a giant spear. And she's just like standing outside the council chambers, just chilling.
Cool.
That
Yeah.
should be illegal.
Yeah. And so those are the
You're not
the
supposed
main.
to stand to try to get votes that close to a voting place. It is against the law. You should have to back up a little with your.
Yeah, tell her that.
Yeah.
Hold my pants.
And Iltani was she's the current ruler of that place that Kishar is from.
Yeah. I should know this for sure.
Acadia.
Acadia.
Yes,
Thank you.
Acadia.
You're
She's-
a cartographer.
She's the current ruler of Acadia, and by
Yes,
ruler
I
I mean
should
she
know.
showed up and killed everyone, all of the nobles.
Yeah.
everyone that could possibly challenge anything whatsoever.
Yeah, Kishar's whole family.
Yeah, all of them. She killed
Except
them all
for Kishar.
and took it.
They're okay.
How's
So
he taking it?
she has experience ruling, I guess. Also.
Yeah.
Anyways, those are the main candidates.
She was engaged to Cordova or something, wasn't she?
She was.
I have a question. So Kar and Eltani are both demigods, and then King Cyprian and Tiamir are both human.
Just people.
Yeah.
How old are they?
Tiamir is really, really quite old.
Excellent.
He is still spry. Like he's definitely like he's not showing signs of aging really, other than like outwardly he's pretty pruny.
Okay.
And he has been around for a long time. And King Cyprian is in his late 60s, but so still got plenty of years. Yeah.
Okay.
And then yes, the other two are demigods. So. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, no? Okay. Okay. Is then Leanne Cordova like off the table?
She is also a candidate. You could
But
absolutely.
is she
she's
like not?
She's not here. She's
She's a write-in.
She effectively. She has not been around campaigning. She hasn't been in the city. Stuff like that.
So it doesn't
like,
seem like, even to someone who's like not super well versed, it doesn't seem like she's a super viable candidate.
Yeah,
what-
I mean, there's definitely people that like her and enjoy that sort of succession, that line of succession.
She's not like actively going for it
But
either.
she herself has not actively been going for it.
Uh-oh, that's one of my beliefs
Yeah.
that I've never actually dealt with until right this very moment.
So right now.
Well, I mean, you could always just write her name in. You can still vote.
Yeah, but
Vote for her.
if she's not even like wanting it, then I don't know. But is that good? Do you want someone who doesn't want it? Is that what you, oh, dang. I gotta think.
All right. Well, we're starting
Okay, yeah.
with Televin. So it's quite a wait to get in. It's a long line. It's a nice day, though. That's good, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that you have been inside this room before, inside the council chambers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, you've heard it described plenty of times. But yeah, I
I've
don't
waited
know
in
that
the
Televin
lobby
has.
plenty and eaten at
You
the
like
buffet.
peeked in through the door
Yeah.
when people are coming out.
And so it's a round of consulars, and you would walk in to the center and then cast your vote.
I'd be looking up, putting
yeah.
the sunglasses down to like see if the dragon's up
Yeah,
there.
no dragon.
And I'd
No
look at
dragon.
them and be like, was hoping.
Yeah. So you can say something or not, or just drop your vote. But the things that you do have to say when you go up is just who you are and then who you're voting for, and then you do write it down, and there is a ballot box and stuff. But they're doing a public vote.
I'm from somewhere.
Yeah,
You sure have an accent.
Perth?
So.
Is that what it's called?
could be.
It's the Irish place. You might have guessed. Okay.
Oh, it's
Senator Televin Crane, here to cast my vote for the new Emperor Carr.
All right. Easy peasy. And you do. Now, I guess that's the question. Is that what you also write down?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not
I mean,
gonna get
everyone is watching.
aced by a demigod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. All right, Lenora. You are also a senator, but not on the consuls. So
Yes, I remember.
you do have to wait in line. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do make you wait in line, but nobody really like bothers you about it. But you do have to wait.
Is that what we're role playing now?
No, we
waiting.
can
The
skip
waiting,
that
the
part.
line.
But you are an elf,
Yeah.
so the wait probably doesn't seem as long to you.
I just
So bad.
I just wanted
That's
to point
why I
out
did
that
ask how old the human candidates were.
Yeah.
I did just want to point out that like you being a queen did not like you didn't
Yeah.
get to jump the queue.
Yeah, I've been hanging out with my new panther,
Yeah.
so I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like,
I'm just petting.
It's weird that no one's talking
and
to
so
you.
you
This is so strange. I don't know why no one's chatting with me.
yeah, and so you enter the room and you can cast your vote.
Queen Lenora of the Dire Wood. Tiamir.
Tiomir does not react.
I don't look at him.
Yeah. Most of the consoles, if anyone is looking, they're like working. You know, they're like here and they're
not
like
paying
they're-
attention.
Yeah.
Danica literally.
Yeah. And so Danica,
There's like so many things.
it's up to you whether or not you are witnessing the voting or if you are just going to pop in, cut the line, vote, and bounce.
I think she's sticking around to witness
Okay.
just to make it, because I have whipped up a voting block, so I
Yeah.
am kind of curious, like who's doing it, and I kind of want to see people's faces as they're doing it a little bit. But again, there's a pile of paper, and she's like,
Yeah.
Just the stamp.
And then it comes time for you.
Consul of Revenues, Danica Yuko, voting for Tihamir. Very like, and sits back down, like has papers in her hand as she's like doing
Just
it.
gets
basically.
up, does one circle, like
doesn't move,
like
just,
Duck
like,
Duck Gooses
stands
it,
up.
and just like sits
Yeah,
back down.
literally,
Yeah.
and sits back down. But like next to her, there is a little like tally that she's
Tally
keeping
mark,
of like who voted who.
Okay. And now, where did you want to be for
I
this?
would also like to. I was thinking that I would like bring some work, but nothing that's super taxing. So that I can kind of be working, but mostly be listening, because I was like, it's like the day of the vote, and I woke up and I was like, I haven't paid any attention to this. Uh-oh. So
Just panicking about it.
yeah, I would like to go and kind of see if anyone's giving speeches, like literally, I'm here to be swayed. So listening to what people have to say, and also kind of seeing how the tides are feeling, because I'm trying to go for something that's not super like contentious, I guess, or an explosive situation. So I want to try and get in with wherever is, because I was originally thinking Leon Cordova, but then she's not really going for it. And so if it seems like
So
no
there
one's
are a
really
few
like,
people that vote for her. Everyone is getting votes. It's
because I have a sort of like secondary support for Tiomir for various reasons. because we've known each
Tiomir
other
is putting on a good show. You know, most of the consuls are voting earlier in the day.
Yeah.
So they can leave.
Yeah.
Tiomir is getting a good showing. So is Carr, and so is Iltani. And I think people are a little surprised about that,
Yeah.
but it is perhaps because she showed up.
Okay. Yeah. She's very scary
And
looking.
She's very scary
just a
looking.
little
and, like,
spooky.
and has a reputation for just like murdering all of the people that don't want her in
There's
charge.
two immortals there,
Yeah.
and one of them has a reputation for killing everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think that there might be a good portion of the people who were feeling kind of on the fence that are like, oh, her, definitely her.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
the one with the spear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so cool and pretty.
Okay. Well, then I sort of work for most of it until I feel like I've got a good grasp of where it's sort of sitting. And I definitely, if Kara and Iltani seem like they are getting decent, I don't want either of them pretty emphatically. So I'll go up and just sort of quietly be like, Consul Galina Volkova. Galina is actually my name, and I say it right when I go up there because I know it because it's me.
You've never forgotten it.
I've never forgotten it, and I know my best friend's name. It's Yelena. Consul Volkova for Tiomir. And then
Okay.
that's how I cast my vote.
You just whispered it to Tiomir.
Hey, buddy.
Everyone's
it's
like,
you.
what did
High
he
five.
say?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Okay. And so the day progresses and people continue to vote and stuff. And we will find out who is the new emperor
And if Iltani's gonna kill
and if
them.
Iltani is going to kill them next time.
Look,
You
Car wins,
bastard.
and they
Yeah.
just fight each other.
Yeah, so we get to do that fun cliffhanger, I guess. So that way everybody can like learn about it sort of at the same time when we do our next
Nice.
cycle. But we're almost done here because now we get to move on to awarding some
Presents?
Arda. Presents for everybody. So this is going to be in two stages. The first is stolen straight from Sarah's table, where she does moments of gratitude. So we're going to do that. We'll basically go around. If there's something you thought was dope, that person's going to get a persona or a fate.
fate. I think they get fate for the
No,
dope
persona
ones, right?
for this one, and then,
And
when you can also look at your beliefs, and if we have worked towards your belief, you get a fate
You
for
get
that.
fate for beliefs. I thought it was the other way
No,
around.
you're right. It is the other
it's
way
the other
around.
way around. Okay.
Moments of gratitude are fate points.
Okay.
Working on your belief is a persona.
Yeah. Okay.
Finishing a belief is a fate.
Deed.
I don't believe it's a deed.
No, yeah, I finished
Is it
a
the-
belief and I got a persona last time.
Yeah.
I've finished many beliefs, and I
Yeah.
have never received a
Because
deed.
they're
Yeah,
What's the
deeds?
best one?
Deeds are tricky, yeah. Because beliefs you can just swap up at the beginning of an adventure.
Yeah.
You sit down and you're like, I want to not get stabbed, and then if you do it,
Well,
not
I
quite
would
that
like to
easy.
give my moment of gratitude to Keter for giving me a panther
Yeah.
because that was dope.
Yeah.
It was.
buying those fate points, you get a
Nice.
fate.
Yay. You're just like on your tiger fighting people, and then they think they have you
then wait, and
cornered,
then a
and then a
Panther
panther.
comes out. I've named the panther. Her name is Onyx.
Oh, yeah. That makes
Yay!
sense.
That makes so
Yeah.
much sense.
Yeah.
You like Pokemon too?
Gotta catch them all.
Look, I'm so happy that you gave her a cat because she lost a cat. And I was
yeah.
very
Yeah.
sad about
No,
it.
I'm gonna strive to also have a lion.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have the whole line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Big
man,
cats.
I had so many big cat plates as a kid. I don't know, whatever. You know those like ceramic collectible plates? That was my jam. Anyway, what? Get back in there. I want to give my moment of gratitude to you for against I think the initial urge deciding not to take Zune up on the offer to res your tiger, even though that's like very sad to lose her. To be like, this is too much, and this is what she was made for. So, yeah, yeah. I think it would have been really easy to be like, "Yep, bring my tiger back." But
Yeah, gimme. Yeah.
Mine's for you.
Yay! Just for no reason.
That's it.
It's just for me.
No, it was because when you were entering into a conversation about doing criminal stuff, you said in the conversation, like, I'm trying to be pretty discreet here, but everything out of your mouth was like, so I'd like to do some crime,
Yeah.
and then I'd like to bribe some people, and if they don't, I'd kill them.
Yeah.
I was like,
you kill
Discreet
them.
outside, not in this room where we're talking business.
Yeah.
I want to be clear.
Safe space to talk about crime.
Yeah.
so you get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what is it you get for it?
Fate.
A present.
Yay! I will take that.
Yeah. Oh man.
And-
Also, big fan of all your speeches.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gave a lot of good speeches today.
Yes.
A lot of solid metaphors. I was
Thank
like,
you.
do
Lots
I
of
want to vote for this guy?
Yeah,
I'm not even there.
the house on fire.
Yeah.
Getting out of the
The
house.
flames and
Yeah,
stuff.
very
was
good.
good.
I don't want to vote for Carr, and I just didn't have a choice.
Yeah. No, that's very.
Like me getting
You're doing
a really good
job.
role, I'm like, oh, this guy sucks. Like, right away and being like, are you like, you good?
Everyone on the line was looking at Big Lady,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be like, mine came to my house.
You're like voting for that guy and I'm
Yeah.
just kind
He
of like,
might
okay.
still be at my house.
You can
might
sneak
be
in at any
there.
time.
But honestly, I
get
don't
home.
care who's emperor, whatever. Crime's gonna be crime.
Vote for the human
Crime's
guys
gonna
because
crime.
they'll
Gotta be
die
criming.
and we can just, anyway.
Yeah, Tiomir actually buys you some time because then he can die while you drum up support for Carr. And then
That is why I voted for.
Because he's the oldest,
Because
he
he's the
might
oldest,
die
he's
at any
a
minute.
Human. and he's-
Zune turned a dude into a ring today.
yeah.
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 You don't know.
Car's a Zune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not getting turned into a ring.
Yeah. No, I've just been in an estate. I don't know any of this.
It's
I've
fine.
been, yeah.
I feel like I need to give you the gift for like so thoroughly not being part of anything until the last minute, just in time to challenge one of your core beliefs that hasn't come up at all, which I'm like legendary, honestly.
Yeah.
Never more of a neurospicy character that is just like, what's happening? I woke up late, my alarm was going on. And I'm like,
I definitely think of her as like extremely neurospicy.
I
Yeah.
adore her.
All right, so you definitely get a
okay.
fate for that.
Yeah.
And then
What
we
happens
can
when I,
we can start with you for beliefs then.
Yeah. What do I do about that one?
Well, it's
How do I
it's
just-
gone
it's
now.
gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Does anything
she might
happen?
be she might be emperor, and you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I don't think I care.
Yeah,
This
you
is all really driven home that like I thought I had an opinion, and then I was like, I guess I don't. I haven't thought about it in literal
Well, and
weeks.
you can swap beliefs. You can drop them
Yeah,
whenever
we
you
can
want.
swap
So we can
maps.
drop that one, and then come
Can I
up with
vote for
another
a
one
map for
before next time. Yeah.
Is there? Yeah, I would like to vote for everyone to just pee on Servius Cast.
Yeah.
That's,
And then
that's my vote. Yeah.
Nice.
so
Yeah.
I think you were able to target a couple of beliefs.
Was I? Was I though?
Working on them at least.
I mean, one is looking for a relationship, which I help myself? I mean, Kishar Bryce did say that Kishar was going to host some parties in the interim
Yes.
as like a thank you and invite us both
I
in
think
a
we might
attempt to
do
do a
that
meet
in
cute
like
situation.
a flashback
Right.
next.
Yeah, so like it's possible that I worked on that, but I definitely didn't. I don't feel like I worked on it at the table, except to be like, thank you.
You had a pretty rom-commy scene by request.
Tommy, I felt you delivered for Sarah.
And I thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was just for you.
That's another moment of
Yeah,
gratitude.
one of
as well.
my,
Like, I'm
one
so
of my
glad.
personal beliefs is to make Sarah happy. So,
Yeah.
and then the other one is write the book, which I haven't.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Sorry,
Sometimes-
just flat out
sometimes you miss 'em.
didn't do
Yeah.
my job today. Yeah.
Ray, what about you?
I did work on the stopping the economic collapse thing by basically wrapping up the bribery thing. So I now
Yeah.
have locked in the money from the Roman state,
Absolutely.
basically. So
That's a persona.
2 of 3. If I get rid of the third one, then I stopped the economic collapse, is what I was told.
Nice.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I'll just be like, remember, like just like a year later, I'm like, hey, what was that about burning buildings? Or the
Air
whole thing,
smells pretty fresh.
the whole thing could collapse because we had some cursed stuff happening.
true,
So now
yeah.
I'm afraid of the dice again.
The table's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry we doubted you, table.
So I, one of my beliefs was trying to get an elf onto the council. Humans busting up the planet, not being in charge. So I wanted to be on the council, and voting for Tiamir is one of the things that Zune said would create me being able to be on the council. So I feel like I worked towards that.
That's one for sure.
So one persona. And I also I took care of Savitas.
You did. Yeah.
He's a ring.
He is a ring.
Yeah.
Wear him around.
And so what that belief was.
Well, it was.
Was it to kill him,
It
or-
was to. It was to protect the forest.
I see.
So
Okay.
he was coming into the forest to kill elves.
Yeah.
So I.
Yep. Is
Now
that,
he's not.
Is
No,
that
he's
a,
not.
But is that a belief
Now
that
he's
you? I assume you don't consider it completed. Was it a Savitas belief specifically, or was it?
No, he was like part of it.
Yeah.
So
But
working
I think
towards it,
there's
but not
also
completed.
So yeah,
the
working
Dio are
towards it still.
in the forest.
Right.
So I don't think that one's completed.
But you did work
I
towards
got
it.
a
Yeah.
big chunk of it taken care of. So
That's
so
one.
persona, and then the other one is family is the most important thing, and I would argue that I delayed coming back to the capital to bury a family member.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah. I couldn't not.
After you killed
Whoops.
the dice, really killed your
Yeah.
tiger, but one of those was.
It was the killing blow came from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
great.
Those are, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't have any more beliefs.
All right.
I've got the 3.
We're done. Yeah.
Done.
How about you?
I think the only one I achieved was working towards getting an audience with Set. I think that the more I help Carr, I might be walking down that path.
Yep. And we had some interactions with him. Yep.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
I'd also like to change one of my beliefs.
Of course.
I will. I've got a couple. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Maybe for next
Yeah,
time.
we'll work on it
I'm
in
gonna
the
put
interim.
change a belief.
All right. Well, I think we did it, everybody. We had a game. Everybody played. Great. We
That's real.
voted. That was important. No one got kidnapped.
No one got re-kidnapped.
Re-kidnapped. Yeah.
It was closer for a second.
Yeah,
Worried,
and then a
but-
second.
All right. Well, I guess that's all that we have.
We did it.
We did it, everybody.
There
Let's
was
see.
love, there was blood, there was
Yeah.
drama. There's a vote.
Next week here at the same
sadness.
time. Oh, the schedule is all weird. Sarah, do you know the schedule off the top of your head?
I do. Yes. Would you like me to tell it, or do you want
Yeah,
me
I would like you to tell it because it's different
Okay.
this time.
Great. Next week, Peter Atkinson will be back in the DM seat. He is going to be running a adventure set in Chaldea, in Actoroke specifically, but with a whole table of folk who won a contest. So it is random Chaldea fans who are going to be here at the table.
so
They're,
cool.
they're going to be 5 players, and he's super excited.
do
So
it all
that
the
is what's going to happen next
cool.
week, Wednesday, October 9th at 6 p.m. Pacific. And then the following week, we are here for Table Takes Plays. So
Yeah.
taking a couple weeks off of Actoroke.
Yeah. And that's it. So the next time that we are playing this game will be the
30th.
30th. The 2030th.
My favorite day.
Of October.
October.
And that's when we will have the reveal of who the emperor is, and we'll figure out who's going to be at the table, and then we can just watch everybody react to all of those things. And in the meantime, I think we've got some time, so maybe play some Pathfinder. That player's handbook is like 650 pages, so dig in. You've got some time. And until then, enjoy it. Have a good night, everyone.
Rhyme.
Oh, yeah.
I want
Yay.
to hurt some people.
I love it.
You know who has time to be subtle? Not me. Let's go.
Bye.
Yay.